welcome to Dope Check, episode 23 with Asim, also known as the Stocksman, Tactical Rab, and the tatted man himself, Trei. Zero. What's up, boys? How you doing? What's going on? What's the vibes? I feel great today. Life is good right now. How's it going for you guys? We're changing the orders. What are we doing here?
I wanted to switch it up this time, but I'm doing a brilliant job today.
I'm always last, bro. I'm always last.
Okay,
please.
all good. I'll just lead off. I've had a sensational day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. We're live on Twitch right now. Obviously, we're going to be after the fact on the YouTube and also the audio platforms that people don't know. You can also listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. And we're going to be back in business today because COD is back, and I'm not going to lie, we had like so many games this weekend. Finally, some of these teams were generally playing 2 matches rather than just one. Absolutely shocking what we've been seeing so far this season. And bloody hell, can you believe it? We've got some interesting results. Instead of this 3-0 smoke show the entire season, it genuinely seems like with the World Championship qualification on the line, some of these boys have stepped up their game. We got some upsets, we got some drama, we got some teams that need to blow it up. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, Trei.
Good weekend of COD, in my opinion. Scary one for a couple teams. We'll get into it. Like Ace said, man, there's something in the air today. Before the show started, I said I feel really good. He said he feels really good too. Rab, you look good. It's going to be a good show. Like I said, we're coming into the time now where champs qualification, every match matters. Every 10 points matters. And if you are a team that is fighting for that spot and you are beating these top 4 teams that have already secured it, you are setting yourself up for success. And that is what a few teams, or, well, a team, done this weekend. 2 teams. And we should get right into it.
Absolutely. We will have a special guest from one of those 2 teams that are coming on. It's going to be big old Nero going to come on. And we may have an appearance from Attach. He's still iffy, but Nero's going to come on when we talk about his series. When we get there. We have some drama to talk about before then. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Let's keep it going. Dope Check family. Dope Check army to the moon. Let's get it going. Let's hop right in, though.
I said big Nero. Big Nero.
Why you got to make it weird, bro? Why you got to make it weird, okay?
No, it was just funny.
The GOAT, man. He was frying.
Speaking of that, Ace, before that happens, is Nero a nugget?
Is Nero a nugget? No. How is Nero a nugget?
No, you have to be female to be a nugget
No. I believe in equality. This is not true, Rab. You're just spewing right now. You have to be 5'2" or below to be a nugget. Or 5'3" and below. 5'3" and below to be a nugget. Yeah. Nero is not 5'3". If we're talking about, we're talking about a BZ and Simp, we might be going into a different conversation. But we're talking about Nero. Nero's like 5'8" at least, right?
We need Els to get the tape measure out right now.
Yeah, Els, please let us know how tall he is. Because he's over 5'4" for sure. He has to be. If he's not, then I'm sorry. He's a nugget then.
Oh no, we got it.
Okay.
Let's do some content.
Let's get it. Yeah, let's get into the mix now. We have this hilarious I don't know, this has been going around for more than a few weeks now, but like it just got funnier because BP obviously tweeted out this map set. We saw sub base first, and then this excellent tweet, which is
fuck that, we can go M for M. Quarter mil for the Maybach truck.
roided up Pred. Guys, chat, us, does this actually look like AG, or do we think the ski mask is helping him out a lot?
100% is AG's cousins.
I mean,
actually, you're going to put another tweet in that you can bring up, Ace, in our chat, because this is Zuma and Zinni reacting to this, and then Pred reacting to that.
Okay, I got it. I've got that right now.
Yeah, the ski mask is helping for sure. Like, I think without that on, but you got to think the eyes and the mouth and even the goatee is pretty AG. But this is like... This is how buff Pred thinks he is.
You got caught.
Right. Here's the reaction one here. Well, let's open this up. Let's watch a quick reaction from them.
Oh yeah, you got caught, bro.
That's me if I was on steroids. Actually, I can see it. I can actually see.
Dude, that's you.
Bro, look at him smiling, and then look at the face. This is
Right.
legitimately, AG went from trap star to COD star just like this. It's an amazing.
Actually goes kind of hard.
Yeah, it does. This thing had me rolling actually, but let me see. Let's jump back out of this.
This is brilliant, honestly, content right now. Like, yeah, as Ocho says, Dope Check reacting to the OpTic watch party, reacting to Zin and Zuma reacting.
We're
original
reaction
content.
inception right now. Yeah, everyone's just reacting
Yeah.
to react.
If anyone didn't know, this is YouTube at its finest. Like,
This is the new meta, yeah.
yeah, this is meta, like 100%. Then someone's gonna react to us watching this, watching that, watching them.
Holy shit.
Jake Maverick, one of you guys, yo, throw us in, man. You react to us watching this, and let's just make it a whole loop. God bless.
AJ will be so small on the screen at some point, like, wouldn't even be able to tell anymore.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
deep.
just literally a blip of what's happening, just the sound of it happening. I've reached a forbidden place. What? Excuse me? What is this? What is this?
Get code. Just head to the homepage and
Alright.
find the main thread, which says, yeah,
Historical
here it is.
teams
So, like,
champions.
underneath Fantasy Now Live, just click on this article. We wanted to go through this because we talked about it last week.
There it is.
Scrolled off.
There it is. Okay.
You can find it, yeah. So we talked about this before. The record of FaZe on Championship Sundays compared to the record on the other days, and roasting them for being bad. And we now have more reason to do so because I think Lion made these, right? I don't know who went back and actually found all the numbers, but shout out the boys. Yeah, light mode. Okay, this is also a good point. It reset. The Breaking Book website reset for me to light mode instead of dark mode. You can change it back if you go to top right, Ace, and then if you click on your little profile or something.
I'm not logged in.
No, the lighting-
I gotta log in for dark mode. What is this?
The lighting's making me look good, so like let's just keep it on light.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. That's fine.
Yeah,
But,
come on,
It
guys,
was also
come on.
interesting that it defaulted back to this. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, I
Lion
don't
found
just
all the
scroll. I don't
numbers
just scroll naturally on light mode. I'm not a crazy person. Let's be clear here. But yeah, let's go through some of
Insanely
these ones.
typical from Lion putting these all together. Yeah, so we got some legendary teams. This FaZe Impact team is like, I mean, there was a time where they were kind of considered a dynasty themselves. Not really, but like just because they went like back to back to back or whatever it was. And their record on Champ Sunday is good, and of course they won the World Championship and a couple of other things. But then they got dethroned by Complexity, and the rest is history there. But
This guy
you look
Karma
at these
stud.
top teams.
Go ahead. I'll say I was distracted by the stud on the left
ain't
here.
wrong.
Yeah, this
ain't wrong.
absolute stud muffin on the left. Sorry, got a little distracted there.
I mean, you're looking at
Stiff left.
75+% win rates on Championship Sundays for most of these teams. I mean, this one's pretty
Damn.
absurd.
89% for Crim6, Aches, and the TP trio. The argument for the big three, as I call them, the FaZe big three, it really does get dethroned when you look at Complexity's core three, that 89% of the time they went home with a dub. Basically, if you look, 89% they went home with wins on Champ Sunday, and 77-14. I don't know the percentage there, but it's fantastic. So, yeah, they might be the best trio of all time compared to the FaZe big three might be the most consistent, but in terms of plainly the best, you got to give it to this Complexity big three. There's nothing like them, truly nothing like them.
Also, I don't want to see anyone in the chat saying they were playing against worse competition or whatever. Like, you can only play who's in front of you, because if we're gonna do that, then we're gonna,
And like, even though that may
take away
be
the credit.
like part of that might have some basis in reality, but like, let's be real. Look at the league today. There are some shitters in this bloody league. Like, it's not that dissimilar to how it was beating up on plumbers. Like, beating Boston Breach is basically just beating these plumber teams they talk about back in the day.
Hard disagree with that, only because I think Boston Breach can go against any team in challengers and whoop them. That's why I think there actually is a separation more. It's a little bit different. I disagree with that take. Trei's I agree with, but yours I think is a little bit taken a little too far.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
I mean, listen. I'm out the way. I'll say my opinion. Don't like me, don't care. There's only 3 good teams in the league.
Maybe 4. Maybe 4. They were close. 4.
No.
Frauds.
Oh, I have a thought question for you guys really quickly. Chat, you guys can answer as well. Let me see what you guys think. FC Black right now versus Boston Breach. Who takes the series?
It's a game 5.
It's another game 5 grueler that Boston can't close.
I mean, respectfully, I think probably, yeah. I genuinely don't know. Like, if you played that series 100 times.
Right, so right, but hear me out. Everyone's saying FaZe Black. Hear me out. All right. Have we not just accused Asim and Exceed of being challengers reapers and not CDL terrors?
CDL what?
You know, like coming in there and frying the CDL. You know, they don't come in and do that.
Clip this out of context.
But in challenges, they're the fucking dogs danglies.
Yeah.
You know, they're the fucking dogs bollocks.
So maybe it depends then. It depends whether Boston are dropping down to play a Challengers Cup, in which case FaZe Black smoke them. But if it's them coming up to play as the 13th team in the league, then Boston smoke them.
This is the craziest cheese of all time.
I'm
Craziest
sorry,
cheese.
Ben Beans is farming them, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's my point though.
It might be an up though.
When you really break it down, Boston is, in my opinion, beating FC Black. But there is a separation between challengers and pros. But the pro talent pool is just so insanely high right now that yeah, those top three teams are stacked of all the best talent we've had over the last like 5 years. That's basically what we've got to at this point. So I don't know. The Plumbers argument, I think, is terrible.
When you get to the Sunday, you're just playing the best teams.
I mean, of course, yeah.
You know, the part-timers that used to be, exist back in the day, they got filtered out by the Sunday. Like when these guys that we're talking about in these graphics made it to Sunday, like they were also playing the other best teams at the time.
Why do you think the OpTic Dynasty always said the tournament starts Sunday?
Did they really say that? Sunday,
not
Saturday.
No. That's what Formal used to say to me.
We have the old FaZe clan as well.
Sunday as well, actually. Yeah, even the old FaZe clan team that was like kind of fraudulent during that era. Obviously, they did well in Advanced Warfare, but like Black Ops 3 and Infinity Ward in Infinite Warfare, they didn't win anything apart from PlayStation Invitational. They're very underwhelming in Black Ops 3.
Wait, what was my record? I saw.
Oh, you got to scroll all the way down to the bottom here.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Wait, we got a typo. L breaking point with this typo. Teen Envious.
Wow.
Come on, guys. Lock it in,
even
bros.
in Envious, should the V also be... Did they not used to capitalize the V as well?
Wow, we're just trolls all around, huh? 58% again for as many chips as they got together and how far it seemed like they made it.
Slashes R should be capitalized.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
OpTic Gaming 75%, also very tippable.
Yeah, so this is tippable though, because like this is sample size, right? Like complexity sample size was smaller. But like they played 84 series on a championship Sunday and they won 75% of them, which is very impressive. I think at the very least. So, you know, and there's 18 championships in that time frame. Like this is kind of, to be fair, back then there were I think more teams remaining going into Sunday than there are today. So maybe there's a little bit of difference in the numbers, but I think within reason this is a pretty decent way to try and compare like how dominant these teams have been in their time.
I would just like to say I am a few of those losses and a lot of those wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
100 Thieves, 8 and 2.
This is impressive too.
But I mean, it's not. I feel like it's unfair a little bit though, just because like, you know, they didn't have multiple years compared to let's say OpTic, even Envy. I mean, that's around the same time. But FaZe Clan, Complexity, you know, they got about a year together. And then you have the big three here, Simp, Abizi, Celium, which is very odd considering how much talent they have on their team and how highly we all speak of them. Of course, if you're an OpTic fan, maybe you're not speaking as highly, but you got to respect what they put in. 51% is a bit lackluster for a closeout for Sundays. As good as they are, we know that their biggest issue has just been closing out, and the percentage tells the same story. Half the time they win on Sundays, which is kind of, I don't know, very I wouldn't expect it to be that low, to be honest. What is the percentage of 139 out of 34 though? They win like 80% of the time or something like normally, and then on Sundays 51% of the time it drops off just dramatically.
Yeah, it was that 139 out of 173, which is gonna be like
Tactical mathematician, go.
bro, this is tough though. It's probably like low 80s, probably like 82 or something.
Yeah, I think it's about that.
Guess.
Big Driz with a Prime sub. Thank you, brother.
I'm gonna calculate that shit right now.
Thank you so much for that Prime sub. All CDL franchises, all of them. Okay, up to Texas 52, Chicago 33, Huntsman 55.
80.5.
That's see, every other day they're kind of farming. Paris Legion 40%, London Royal Ravens 16%, baby. Shoo!
Wow, what a team. He's looking good, do we think? Look at that posture as well. You can tell by the neck position that brother's like
that boy,
like gamer posture.
That boy Gizmo got a long ass neck. Look at this guy. His neck is like the size of Trei's head. Just boom, long necking, draft necking.
Bro, Trei's face right now. He's fuming.
16%, Trei? You couldn't give us anything better than 16?
You give us one?
You can.
Like, not
sorry,
one,
I forgot you were both on this list. Yeah.
Hey, calm down. Let's get.
No. We're not calming down. All right. Want to stick me all the way at the bottom? Where's everyone else on this list?
Let's go. Let's keep going. Minnesota RØKKR 36%. Okay.
Oh, it gets worse, or are they right at the bottom? Is 16%?
I think 60.
Hang on a minute.
Boston Breach is 0. Boston Breach is 0.
You go on.
Gorilla 75. Seattle Surge 57. 56 Subliners. Empire Legends 60%. Look at that squad right there. They look. Oh man, the days were good right there.
Are actually criminal though.
Toronto,
like the LAG are in the green.
53, LA Thieves 61. So yeah, the worst are Boston Breach and Royal Ravens, and then Vanguard, or not Vanguard.
Is there a team
Legion.
that isn't on there?
No, is there a team that's not on there? Which one?
No, I'm saying, is there like an actual is there an organization that's never won a fucking
never got to a Sunday basically?
I mean,
Breach.
If you exclude Modern Warfare 19 cheese, then yeah, for sure. Because like Vegas have never, like Legion have never made a Sunday apart from home series cheese. So
apart from, if you took out MW19, then they haven't made one since.
Yeah, I mean they definitely haven't. There's no way they have.
Ass.
They've been
Miami have never made a Sunday either.
Oh yeah, Miami's the one on the
Florida,
list. That's who
they
it is.
won, but yeah, Miami aren't here. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, hey, why are Muniers not on this list? L list, bro. L list. What the hell?
Actually, yeah, Muniers maybe should be.
Muniers, I think, made it to a Sunday once, and once upon a time.
Well, they won some events. I think their record was like 8-3, maybe, when I saw it on the Reddit, because they made quite a lot of Sundays back in with Frosty. Actually, there was actually another tweet that I didn't bring up, but actually, you know what? Let me just throw this up real quick. Because I just remembered this shit. There was HCS London this weekend. Obviously, Formal and the boys come in second place. They lost to FaZe in the finals. But there was this tweet that Ronnie put out, who was, of course, at there in London in this, like, scuffed venue. Like, is the best I can
don't ever say you're coming to London to host an event again and host it in a fucking conference room.
Yeah, this was like
maybe could have been better.
This was like the old COD, you know, even some bad CWL events when they used to throw in ballrooms and shit. This is like that. This is a pro league. You can't be going back in time. You got to be going forward in time.
To be fair, do you remember that Minnesota event on Vanguard where we like got gassed up to like this whole like theater fucking esque thing and they chucked us in the fucking big old conference room?
Yeah, I never went to that one, but people say that was like the worst event in the CDL.
I remember it. Like, I remember seeing it. Like, everyone was saying we're playing in this like theater or something like this. Turned out we're just playing in the fucking hotel.
Wow, that's fucking
in a conference room.
That's kind of.
Is there like a casino next door? Is that right?
Yeah. I lost a lot of money.
You pay for the flight over.
I actually got COVID there, so I had to stay in the hotel an extra 8 days and still lost a lot of money.
You lost money in the hotel, lost money at the casino. Holy fuck.
At least you won the event though, right? So like you've obviously banked a lot of cash, yeah.
That's so toxic.
I hope you stub your toe out.
That's so toxic of us. Okay.
Frosty's coming back. Maybe. That's what he said. He was apparently he's made this quite clear, like even on stream and elsewhere as well, that he's looking to make a COD return. Because I don't know if he's considered, people who watch the Halo event, let me know. Like, is he considered the best player in Halo right now? He's got to be right up there.
He's not considered the best player, but he's still in the top. He's in the top ranks. Like
the best player in the game
like
right now is
right
Renegade. Renegade.
Okay.
His teammate.
Right.
Yeah. Frosty.
Renegade is unbelievable. Frosty is just one of the most naturally talented gamers there is. He just is. Movement wise, shot wise, like he's just so talented.
I saw him
top 5 people are saying. So.
I saw him at the FaZe warehouse one time. They had CS, some people playing CS, and he was hopping on and just frying people at CS. Like, doesn't even play CS. Just hopped on and was cooking people.
He's one of these annoying people. He's like Hugh. Any game they touch, they're just so good at it, and it pisses me off because I think I'm all right. And then you watch these play, and it's just like, well, you know, I've gunned Frosty a few times, and let's not let it be out there that I can't compete. He's just pretty good at the other games too. I'm just strictly console FPS. He's just good at everything. Is
the Halo scene dying out so badly that we have Formal, Frosty, Neptune all trying to, or Neptune actually made the move now? So, you know, some of the biggest players in all of Halo are trying to leave. Is it that down bad?
We're back again. It's the same shit that happened like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's the same rotation. Like, it's a cycle, the same rotation. Like, now the Halo guys are going to come to COD.
To be fair, I did see a tweet the other day, and we mock, you know, COD viewership and stuff like that. Halo on Twitch had 155 viewers collectively.
Huh? Wait, 155,000?
155 individual people in the planet watching people play Halo Infinite.
It was. Oh, I see what you mean.
Is it
like on the Twitch directly?
This is just not the event day, a regular just day, right?
Just a regular day. Just a regular day, regular schmo moj. You know, people just pulling up. Oh, let me check out Halo on Twitch. It had 155 viewers. It was probably dead last on the Twitch viewing.
That's literally probably 155 to like one streamer. Like probably 100 of that to one streamer, and the rest of them are just like 1-2 viewer Andys. That's crazy. That's a state. That's down horrendous. Now I get it kind of why they want to come over. I'm sure playing at this event in London didn't make them feel like they wanted to stay in the Halo scene any more than they kind of are kind of tweaking out of it. But yeah, I would love to see Frosty come over. I think we need some more talent in the bottom-esque teams, you know, the bottom 8 teams. We need some more talent there. Formal coming back. Imagine Formal comes back. You know, I don't want to get into that speculation. Formal comes back, what happens to the OpTic roster and what kind of movement happens and all that. But I would love to see the Halo guys return and kind of mix up, create a roster mania of sorts in the CDL.
Frosty is also bringing up this other tweet that I just threw in.
All right.
Because this is absolutely our sort of right up our street here on the show. Because Frosty's one of those players, he's got aura. Do you know what I mean, Trei?
Oh, yeah, he's just fucking oozes it.
He is an aura player, Frosty. This is the question. Which COD pro, past or present, I don't know how many of the current pros are really like oozing aura in the way that some of the guys were back in the day. I mean, my go on the aura front is simple. It's obviously the pipe, you know, the big piper. I mean, you can even feel the aura through the screen on that shit. But maybe they fell off. Did COD players fall off in terms of aura ever since Trei retired? I think they might have gone downhill.
They say the big 3. Yeah, now that's the big 4. They should add the big 5 and stick me on there because that would be the most aura-esque retired pros of all time. Preferably not me when I was fat because there was hardly no aura there.
Why do you have to bring up the fat part? Just say you got the aura, dog. You didn't have to throw in the fat part in this.
I had no aura when I was fat. Anyway,
listen. Most aura of all time current highest aura is Scrap. No question, no doubt. Scrap's got it. I've called this kid a superstar multiple times. He's got the aura. He's got the presence. He's now. If you watch him online, he's shit talking with Nade Shot. He's shit talking with the FaZe guys, with Kason, with OpTic guys. He is the center of the COD landscape, and everything should be built around him. He's the only one with max aura right now. Number 1, no question. Max aura, like 99 aura. If Lineman made a card for this guy, it'd be 99 for aura for sure. Motion aura 99. All time though, people have different definitions of aura, right? Swagger, currently I think it's like swagger type of aura. Like Zuma, Scrap, and Hydra are a certain kind of aura that I think is different from the past. Highest all-time aura, I think it's got to be Nate Shot. I'm going to give it to Nate Shot for highest aura. That guy just had it. Even though maybe in comp, some people have some question marks about that. If you didn't watch, maybe he was a little bit not as, he wasn't at scump talent, but he was still a very good player. His ability to translate, to speak, to translate into, content, YouTube, all that, I think just gives him, unequivocally max 99 aura. He made a $100 million org. That's aura, dog. That's $100 million aura right there.
We're talking strictly we're talking strictly playing though.
Oh, we're talking strictly playing?
I mean, that's what the pictures are. Like,
no, it's not just it just which COD Pro has the most aura. It doesn't say playing.
Listen, Damon, Barlow, DB3, most aura of all time.
To be fair, back in the day, that actually might be true,
Damon
Karma's
Barlow,
got to be up there.
Everyone wanted Damon Barlow. Every team would not turn down Damon Barlow. He has 3 rings. He was a stud back in the day. You said it yourself.
Yeah, no.
That guy. You could be on your phone scrolling Twitter. Damon walks past you. You glaze up. You follow him with your head, with your eyes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about when I think aura, I think like you see the guy and you're like, holy shit, like it's that guy. Look at him.
You have to double take it. You look up. Fuck me. It's DB3. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Exactly. Paddy P back in like 2012, no aura. But Paddy P, to be fair, Aches in like 2018, he did actually have some aura, to be fair. Like when he was kind of towards the end of his career, he'd mellowed out a little bit. The spots had gone. And he was just slamming up to get champs. Like, I can see that. I would say of the modern pros, though, like, I don't know, it's difficult. I don't think they have the same aura that the other guys do. I think maybe Pred isn't far off. I think if Pred's got, like...
Pred's a good shout.
If AG's feeling good, then I think he's, like... I think you'd notice when
so
AG's
again,
out.
we're talking gameplay? Are we talking gameplay? Are we strictly sticking on gameplay right now?
I'm talking personality. I'm talking like they walk into the room. Do they turn heads?
Yeah, okay, yeah, bro. Then my answer remains DB3 is a great answer. Karma is a great answer because he's a good answer.
You think Nade's got more aura out the world than like Seth?
Nade's got clout, but like he don't have the aura that Seth has. In my opinion.
Nade. Okay, so this is an interesting question, and I might get cooked in here for this one. Seth has aura to COD fans only, essentially, like esports fans. Nate has.
You're getting cooked.
No, wait. Let me finish.
That guy was just throwing a ball with Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to hear it. He
expands past that. I get it, but I'm saying Nade Shot's aura is one of gameplay, content success, and then he's a CEO of a $100 million company. That's fucking aura to me. That's like, damn, this fool walks in the room and he created a juvie, a $1 million drink brand. Bro, like, it's unequivocal to me. Scump is cool and all. He didn't make a $100 million company. That's all. Nate Shot to me, as a businessman, max aura. 99. Scump, 98. 99 is Nate Shot.
Everyone knows Scump as the best Call of Duty player of all time. And I'm not talking just Call of Duty fans. I'm talking, we had Kai Sanat talking about Scump. Scump could DM Kai and be like, yo, let's play COD one time. Kai's like, yo, Scump just fucking DM me, bro. Fuck. Like, we gotta hop on COD.
I agree. Like, listen, that's why it's a debate. Jake Maverick honestly brought up a good debate. It is true. It kind of depends what you look at as aura. But then, okay, so all time, we're not going to agree. We have we have Karma, we have Scump, we have Nate Shot. Currently, you said, wait, Trey, you said it just no one? You said it was hard to determine? Pred, maybe?
I said
I didn't give my opinion.
Currently, who do you think then?
I probably would say Scrap, but that's because he gives himself the aura. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's got it, for sure. But he also talks the most shit to everyone else, too. So he just maxes out. Like, he gives himself the aura. Whereas,
yeah.
Damon weren't talking shit about no one apart from in the game. Yeah, but Damon walks past you like, fuck me, DB3, there he is. Wow. Yeah, Scrap's got aura, but the issue, the aura in COD these days is self-made.
The only difference I have for this one is Hydra. I will give him max aura as well, just because he doesn't say much. No, let me tell you why. He doesn't say much, but he's just the best player in the game. He just walks around and motherfuckers be looking at like, damn, that's Hydra. You know, you said how Karma doesn't say much. He just walks in the room and everyone's just looking at him like, damn, that's him. Hydra got aura, bro. You just know that this little
I was gonna kick
Frenchman.
This, but actually I kind of see it.
Yeah, this little Frenchman absolutely fries everyone.
I was gonna say this as well. Like, people talk about like aura and stuff like that. Let's take it to artists, for example. Like, a lot of the world says Playboy Carti has aura. Like, you see a lot of tweets about it. Like, it just oozes it, and he's silent as fuck. I'd put Simp and Abeezy in there too. They got aura. They got aura being the greatest SMG players of all time. Like, you see Simp walking down the road, you're like, fucking hell, that kid's gonna fry me.
Yeah, nah. Oh, well, it's agree to disagree on some of them. Obviously, we have different takes on this, but let's jump ahead. Let's go over to some of the gameplay stuff that we saw. Scrap exposing Pred for sounding. Also, I'm gonna say I have some. When we get to the matches, I have some suspect motherfuckers that have been sounding, because there's some plays that I could bring up the clips where they be snapping their necks all of a sudden. And yeah, the sound EQ cheese is definitely real online. But let's take a look at this clip. Let me turn on the volume really quick and we'll get this popping.
Yo, Brandon, I also know about you guys. You guys are sounding so hard. Bro, AG, bro, you get on stage after AG, his team's cranked, his game is full cranked, 0 side tone. I'm like, holy f. And then AG's gonna come back to online. AG's gonna come back to online and say, dude, these guys are sounding so f***ing hard. When AG is literally the biggest sounder on land by far. Bro, stream, I'm talking about 0 side tone. You can't hear yourself to save your fucking life. And like, you get on, bro, you know how loud your earbuds can get, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro, his ears must be f***ing bleeding. Nah, the kid's actually brain dead. AG literally is just calling people sound whores online just to check him out, even though he's the one that's just sounding everyone.
So, we have a claim here that Scrap he's not necessarily calling Pred a sound EQ merchant, but he is saying he cranks. Trey, I'm gonna ask you, is that cheese or is that okay that Pred has got his shit turned up all the way? What do you think about it?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's cheese. If you can turn your sound up, turn your sound. What's wrong with that?
You can do it too, you know.
Yeah, but then why is Scrap so upset? Why do you think Scrap's so like upset about this specific thing?
Just excuses, baby.
Kind of sounds like
it.
it.
He was sounding, so you know.
Kind of sounds like excuses, low key to me. That's why I'm a little confused about it. I do know.
The only thing I would say is like, I mean, people do it all the time. I just like, bro, like, you're gonna be deaf by the time you're 25, but like, you'll be rich, so you're fine.
Now, I will say that I've heard too that Pred puts up his sound pretty much all the way up. He doesn't sound EQ, but he just has his shit cranked. And I don't know.
So that's why he doesn't hear Kenny in clutch moments. Gotcha.
Low key, I mean, who knows? Maybe that is part of it. He has the voice turned down all the way, basically, and then he just has the game sound turned up all the way. He does call out people for sounding online, but I feel like he is more saying like sound EQ. I think he's kind of pointing out sound EQ without fully throwing out the accusation. But hey, man, a win is a win. You got to get it however you can.
I mean, we live in a generation where we have the best sound equipment being used. You know, you're getting sound hoods. Stop sprinting. You know, let's get some dead silence on.
Yeah, take off that lightweight. Put on those cover sneakers.
The audio of the footsteps now in the latest update. So you know,
did they?
Yeah, but. Yeah, they also made the MCW 4 bullet again, so you know.
They also took off the exploding tanks on high rise, which still explode. So depends how you look at it.
And they turned cruise missile into a nuke. So
they
nice.
did. Going ahead, let's jump to this clip, which we'll have him discuss it personally on the show in about an hour. But Nero explains how he got his crucial 1v3 against OpTic on Karachi. is he chasing? Let's find out. Let's turn up the volume here. This is a huge match out of Vegas, too, which is why I definitely want Nero to come on and discuss some of the stuff that happened here.
You need to get down and dirty. You can. I want to ask you about your 1v3. Did you just have a beat on it? Did you know he would try to push you for the kill?
No, my teammates heard that he went into the green. I didn't even see him. I had no idea, so I just pre-aimed it and hoped that he jowed me, and he did.
I'm sure that got you fired up. Congrats, man.
It did. Thank you. I
They're
appreciate it.
sounding.
Everyone kind of wrote you guys off.
Oh, dude, him saying that, the whole community's in uproar now.
Sound
EQ.
He should not have said that.
He's
Dude.
sounding.
He should not have said that.
You need to get down and
Wow. Mr. Neuro Poison. We're going to need an explanation very, very soon.
He didn't say he was sounding. He said his teammates heard it. I just think it's a funny clip because you can see how he says that my teammates hear it, and he's like, ah, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
I will say that in other CODs, I'm not too sure about this one because obviously I didn't play it competitively, but in this like in previous CODs, the people spectating you heard stuff louder than you did. The spectating noises around you, it was like reduce. You didn't hear it. What you heard was not the same as what your teammates heard when they were spectating you. Like they'd be like, "Oh, you heard him," and they'd be like, "No, you didn't." And it's because the sound's like elevated when you're spectating or something like that.
I'm gonna also give him a little bit of grace too, just because when you're locked in the moment, your teammates are kind of just listening out for you. So maybe they heard something while he was just kind of locked in the moment and not really just trying to play versus listening to what he's hearing. So that's possible too. But it definitely looks a little sus because even I want to play this part too. Like again, he kind of pauses when he says the hurt thing. He like literally pauses a little bit because I think he realizes, damn, I should have said that. Like I'll play it again.
Did you know he would try to push you for the kill?
No, my teammates heard that he went into the green. I didn't.
My teammates heard, fuck.
The OpTic fans are gonna cook my shit.
Yeah, like I feel like right there he just said it and he's like, oh shit, like I should have dropped that right there. But I mean, Nero will be on in a little bit, so we'll ask him directly.
There's a difference between playing with sounds, cranking the settings up, and then pressing the little tick box on the computer to make that shit next level. But look, I'm not gonna lie, if I was in these guys' position, I need every 10 points I can get.
Oh, 100%. I'll be stair glitching.
I think I'm turning that shit on, brother.
Stair glitching, snaking. I'm making champs, baby.
Yeah.
Also,
I need that 10K for play some.
Also, listen, I say this every single week. Can we please show some like? They're like, oh, how'd you get that crazy 1v3? Yeah, well, teammates heard him. I was spraying, gonna chow him. See if chow me, done like that.
Yeah, can we break this shit down? Like, can we?
Yeah.
Get
how'd you get that 1v3? Like, was you gonna predict the melees? Nah, teammates heard him. I was hoping he was gonna chow me. Done.
I gunned him. Like, jumped on. Like, I need some breakdowns.
What was going through your head? Fucking
teammates heard
sound EQ, tight shit, chow me.
We're playing a great game nowadays, Trei. Like, we're playing a great game, you know.
It's like Shotzi, how'd you do this? Well, we just like done this and we like fried and that was it, pretty much. And yeah. Oh, so you've been working on hardpoint? Yeah. Well, we've been like rotating to hardpoints and like winning them and stuff. So like that's how we've been improving. Like,
you think Aches is right that nowadays all the COD pros are low IQ? Back in the day, they were high IQ.
The fuck?
IQ.
No,
dude,
no. I do think there's some truth to it in terms of
we have the dumbest esport of all time. we have the dumbest esport of all time. It is not even close. I said this when I competed. We have the lowest IQ pros of any esport of anything.
It's pretty fucked. But I will say I think a lot of the I think some people are just good at interviewers. Some people aren't good at interviewers. Some people know what to say. Like if you watch a Clayster interview compared to watching, I don't know, some of the new guys interviewing, it's just a completely different experience. Secondly, we honestly might have the most cooked players in the league just because, I mean, COD is straight ADHD fest. I think it's the fastest esport probably. Is there one faster, more cranked? I don't think so. You're dying every 5 seconds, 6 seconds. You're dying every 7 seconds.
Rocket League or some shit.
Nah,
Rocket League maybe.
I was gonna say Apex is pretty hectic in fights, but like it's pretty slow in terms of getting into fights.
Yeah. Like Warzone, Apex, there's time in between fights and stuff, right? Like we have the most cooked TikTok ADHD generation possible in our league, but for the positive, because we get good characters and we get the most cracked people. I
don't know if it's necessarily got any worse, because I mean, like, 5Rake in the chat is saying you're telling me Killer John etc. IQ. Those guys are brain dead. No, it's like I don't think it's necessarily changed. You've still got the smart players like Ghosty, and then you've still got the
Ghosty's
smart players.
Ghosty's a rarity out of the pack.
Bro,
we're just averaging like 85 IQ.
No,
that's
there's
okay.
not
85,
nothing's changed. Nothing's changed in 15 years. We just have more low IQ people in the league that we have, like, than any other esport. We've, like you said Killer, like, who else is there? Killer, John, like, there's a bunch of motherfuckers too. Like, we had Watson in the league. Like, come on, bro. Like, if you guys know Watson, that's like,
bro is cooking cooking the homies, man.
Right, these guys in the chat are cooking everyone.
Yeah, they're literally cooking the entire like history of CDL now, CW, everyone's getting cooked right now.
Guja, lol. No, I think Guja, he was smart though. Even they did say some crazy shit on that.
No, I'll actually add one big difference. I'll add one big difference between the past and the present. One big one. The people in the past couldn't bank on COD or esports, and it wasn't as big. So a lot of them had to like do well in school, try to get to college, and then if they did well in CDL and they did well in COD, then they could kind of like put it away and then fully pursue COD. Players like Slasher have a college degree. Lamar went to college for chemical engineering. Players like who else? Reppin. Players like these guys all went to college in the past and then transitioned to COD fully or finished school and played COD. Now you kind of have more players that are like more on like DGen type of schedules, high school, cranking out COD, not really caring about school, fully invested in esports, playing challengers with no backup plan. I don't know. I feel like that's a big portion of why. And the last point is a lot of the smartest players we have go to Warzone instead of coming to CompCod, which is, I don't know, that's a problem to solve that is not in my hands. That's developers more than I think.
Sorry, you said
make the Warzone get to smart, yeah?
You
got the
said
IQ over there, yeah.
You said the smartest players go over to
Warzone. No. I said some of the smarter players because of the free-to-play and the largest, some of just generally the population of COD players versus we get a bigger group of people coming to CompCod because that's all there was before. There was no Battle Royale. Now you have a split of people going to the Battle Royale side and then some coming to CompCod. That's what I'm saying.
I think if you venture over in the Warzone side of things, I think you're backing up my point that you're actually thick as shit.
Nah. There's some real, I mean, to win a Warzone match takes a lot. I mean, this is arguable. Let's do it. But I mean, it takes a lot of smarts and skills to win a Warzone game. To like,
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a lot of tactical strategy. Whereas I can name names. I don't want to, but in COD and Hardpoint, they're just running ass shit, no thought behind it. It's just aim your gun and shoot. Whereas Warzone is a collective thought process game. So I don't know.
100%. I was semi trolling. My
Belts,
point
shut up, bro. Poga and Belts, shut up. I'm yapping. I'm not yapping. It's an actual. It's a take. It's a real take. Warzone took away a lot of the smart players.
This is my point. All right, we have, in my opinion, we have top of the top. We got Slasher building robots, and we got bottom of the bottom, Shotzi.
What the fuck?
Now, I've been friends with Shotzi for a valid amount of time. I played Vanguard of him. I streamed with him pretty much every single day for a few hours a night. He might be the dumbest person I know.
Outside of game.
Outside of game. Oh, smart, very smart inside. Yeah, not gonna knock him on that. And I don't even think he's common sense wise. I'd say common sense wise. You need to go watch a Shotzi stream for 6 hours. You actually lose brain cells.
Wait, remember the clip when he drove down like the wrong way down the road? And he was like, he thought the road was closed or some shit, but he just like straight sent it in there. Him guessing flags as well the other year was unbelievable. My guy didn't even know where Toronto was. He didn't know if he needed a passport to get to Toronto. He was like confused where it even was on the map. sensational content. But then, we've got guys like Kenny, smart players.
Very smart, yeah.
Ghosty, Slasher. So I don't really think the average IQ today is different to what it was 10 years ago. That's my opinion.
Oh, I disagree completely.
We've still got the smart players.
Crazy.
We've still got the Dumbos. It is what it is.
It's a mixed bag.
I just think it's worse than any other esport on the planet.
I think right now, too, everyone's banking on the 18 and cracked, whereas you're kind of banking on the 18 and dumb kind of too as well. When you're banking on that, they're not really
18 and dumb.
You're not filtering out players for their intelligence out of the game and processing
Young,
power.
dumb, and what do they say, Trei?
Keep in mind one thing as well. Chapman, I know this. Kenny had a scholarship to college. Scholarship. Like he wasn't a some bum or something. We have
a belts question. Put every squad in a trivia contest. Who would win? My money is on Surge.
In a trivia contest? Huh.
Interesting.
I would actually.
I mean, remember Ray, if he's doing it, then yeah.
I would love to see what OpTic plays in that. It's got to be dead last, right? It's got to be.
Bro, watching their trivia at times is comedy. You think dead last or OpTic? Oh, I don't know. I think Kenny might carry a bit.
That's actually really hard.
I think New York would be pretty low too.
I think the best.
I think honestly the international teams might have an advantage.
Yeah, I think Miami might actually do pretty well. I think Miami might do actually pretty well. I don't know, but
I think Toronto would do well.
Toronto would do good. Yeah, I was gonna say Toronto would do well.
Toronto, like Envoy's smart.
Yeah.
Inside wears glasses.
Scrappy would get carried.
Scrappy wears glasses.
British, so he gets a buff. And then Clinics gets Clinics is just well educated.
Dude, Clinics is that type of guy who outside of COD probably sits by the fire with a book and just reads. Like he just strikes me that type of guy. He doesn't care about anything else but just COD and just chilling. That type of guy.
They got good school systems out there.
That's true. That's true.
Smart for sure.
Let's jump to this clip though. Let's jump to this clip of Kenny on teaming with Dashy again. Kenny been coming through with these setup clips that I like a lot. He'd be dropping knowledge, honestly.
Okay, this is by Ripa season. Who in the roster were you most excited to team with? There's a 2-part answer to this one. I was kind of more anxious and more excited to team with Brandon again, just because obviously the first time was abysmal. So I wanted to kind of see what his time was going to be like, because I feel like I heard a lot of good things going into the team with Brandon, and so far he's been S tier teammate this time around. I have no complaints about Brandon. The guy shows up for practice. He's trying. He's saying stuff that I feel like on the OGLA team he was not saying. But yeah, he's an S tier teammate. But I think
Oh, there you go. It's a good reaction. I think Kenny again. It builds into his leadership and noticing the difference between a younger Dashy and now an older Dashy. Yeah, I think this is a great thing to see that Ken is happy to be with this team, and it's obviously translated to success. And Dashy's obviously very clearly just more on point than he's been in the past. You could just tell by how he carries himself, his streams, the team he's with, and even his listen-ins, even with OpTic listen-ins, you could hear him just directing more than in the past. He's more vocal. Yeah, great to see.
I mean, I'm hoping that Dashy is on his Octane arc now. Always been an incredibly talented player in terms of raw gunny, and Octane was obviously a smart player as well in the early days, but as Octane's career progressed, he only got better and better in terms of attitudes inside and outside of the game, but also in terms of just ability, leadership, chemistry with the team. Communication, of course, is a massive part towards Octane having probably the best year individually that he ever had in the final year that he competed. But it seems the same in some respects for Formal. Formal was always incredibly talented, but as Formal's career has progressed, he's maintained the talent and just added on loads of other attributes that are positive parts of the player. And I hope that Dashy's on a similar arc, because I think Kenny makes it very clear that back in MW19 in 2020, Dashy was a very different player and person, especially to what he is today. Because Kenny has seen the change in Dashy over those last few years compared to what he was as a teammate back then, which we know wasn't great, and how he is today. So that's going to be telling, right? Because we talked about it on the show before, but Dashy is older than Kenny, right? Which feels kind of strange, but that is true. Dashy's been around a long time at this point. He is undeniably a veteran. He's 25, which doesn't feel that old, but like in league terms, that's pretty old. So, you know, it's this point in his career where he needs to have all those other elements to his game, and I think he's getting there. Maybe somewhat slower than people thought that he might, but I think that he is adding on other positive attributes, as Octane did, as Formal did, and becoming a really complete player for OpTic. And yeah, we'll see if they can maintain that momentum, I guess. But Kenny's a key part as to why they've started it.
Well, Dashy's 1 year away from scrap, not team with him, so
that's true. Once he turns 26, it's short for Dashy.
Dashy's 1 year away from being that old man who's always ill every event. So, so you best win champs this year, Brandon, because oh my days. But now, I mean, even as a young player when Kenny was on TK, I felt like he was still mature on that team too. I think he's just a mature player and always has been. I remember speaking to him back like in World War II days, and nothing's changed really at all. Like he still speaks the same way he did there. I just think he's a very mature player. I think he's a mature pro. I think his gameplay speaks for how he is as a person too. Yeah, for me, like I always say every week, undroppable. You can't drop Kenny.
Kenny brings so much to the team, man. It's kind of absurd. It's absurd how he unlocking Dashy's potential so much. Everyone always knows that he's had crazy potential, but I think it's definitely been unlocked with this team and who he's been surrounded by. Yeah, let's talk about the new meta too. We have a big update that happened. Changed up the MCW, changed up the Rival 9, changed up the cruise missiles. Hypothetically, AK didn't change up the propane tanks on high rise. So we have a very new game kind of coming into this stage. Pros are playing on the new patch as well. That is verified, confirmed. So let's see some of the reactions to the new meta with the 4-bullet MCW headshot multiplier back on it.
I think we were a little bit in the searches. I think we threw away a couple rounds that we definitely should have won in our post plants. And that high rise, it got a little dicey on that last offense that we won, but we ended up icing it out. But other than that, no, not really. I felt like we were in control of that series the whole time.
Not much to pick your brain about in a series like this. Very strong respawns across the board, expanding your map pool, search and destroy, as you already just touched on. A couple of things to look at. So instead, I'm going to ask you, we had a recent update. MCW and Rival 9 received some changes. How do LADs feel about the new meta?
I am happy that the 4-bullet is back. I do wish it required a little bit more headshots, but it is nice to have the 4-bullet back. I'm definitely cheesing.
Interesting. The 4-bullet meta, positive or negative for the COD landscape and for competitive COD? Trey?
It's the same answer I give every single time when there's an update. The first time it changed, no one asked for it. The second time, it's been basically reverted back. Guess what? No one asked for it. Shout out Call of Duty for keep bringing up these shitty updates that no one asked for, and they'll judge it on, instead of asking the pros who play the game professionally and these pros that do affect, and these changes that do affect the pro play, they don't ask them. And these are just new changes for the pros that come out on the day, and then the pros have to find out about it. And we've even got, like, you know, changes to cruise missiles too, which have an expanded radius. It happens every single time before an event. I think it's planned now. I just think it's planned to happen before every single event. It's actually incredible. I don't know what to say. They just do it. No one asked for it. They just base it on public matches, and I think it's just a terrible way to go around it.
Rep?
Am I still there?
Yeah,
okay, I thought I was lagging out for a second.
No, you're here.
Yeah, we've seen some other debate on this as well. Like, Kenny made the point that he doesn't like it, but it might actually help OpTic, because they like playing sub-base, although we'll certainly get into that Vegas series, but they like pulling out the 3 AR sometimes, and the fact that Pred can pull out the MCW more often now if he wants to on the 3 sub-base, and the MCW is a bit better, potentially helps them more than it does a couple of other teams. I mean, look, we had this discussion on the pre-show Friday, but I think I also put the tweet up between Clay and whoever he was chatting to, maybe Scrappy, about changing the number of headshots to kill, whether it should be 1 that brings it down to 4 shot, whether it should be 2 or 3 or whatever. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of making it that it's it's a 5-shot kill to the body, but if you hit all 4 headshots, it becomes a 4-shot kill. Or if you hit 3 or 4 headshots, then it becomes a 4-shot kill, or whatever. I think 1 is a bit cheese just because I don't think it changes the way that the pros play the game. Like, I think the pros with 1 headshot makes it a 4-shot. They will still aim center mass, knowing that 1 flinch, lucky random headshot, the guy crouches mid gunfight, whatever, brings them down to a 4-shot. If you make it 2 headshots you need to kill in 4 bullets, then people actually will start aiming for the head deliberately, which does take skill to make that happen. This was the case back in Cold War. So, yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with it. I just think, like, again, it's one of these instances of Sledgehammer actually listening and saying, you know what, you've made a good point, but then, like, the execution is probably suboptimal, and we've seen this a couple of times now with spawns and with 6-star and whatever.
I think this is a terrible choice. Maps now, Rio, Vista, 6-star, are very close, right? They're very, very tight-knit. ARs now could jump into a hill and actually chow a lot of these subs and be at an advantage because up close that 4-shot kill happens. And as we know, in a lot of these hills, there's a bar. There's some area where really only the top half of someone is exposed, so a headshot is almost bound to happen. It's a negative overall for the skill gap of the league as well. The prior meta with the ARs being a bit more controlled and not as it's not as cheese when you only get 4 shots and die. It really changed up a lot of teams. You saw the difference between the good ARs and the bad ARs and who was actually good and who was struggling. Now I think you're going to see some of these lower teams upset some of the better teams just because, you know, a lucky kill here or there in competitive COD is a big, big deal. You know, it could lead to spawns changing. It leads to a cycle. You know, you lose a hill and all of a sudden you're on the back foot now. I think this is really problematic for comp COD, for the skill gap, for competitiveness, and it's really an L for the developers. Just, yeah, jumping back and forth with these changes. As Trey said, no one asked for them. And seems like we're regressing again later into the year. And I wouldn't be shocked if before Champs, all of a sudden we get a new update that is back to 5.
It happens before every major, so before Champs is probably going to be a new one. I'm dead serious about it too. Before every single major, Champs is probably going to have a new update. I think the best thing to say about these updates, where, you know, it is like cheese, this lessens the skill gap dramatically.
They said there was also a trophy change as well. What was the trophy change?
It took it down from 3 hits to 2.
Ah, okay, so trophies got worse as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rab, you're muted if you're talking to us. I don't know.
I'm back, baby.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
okay.
you guys had it. You guys had it nailed on.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we agree. I don't know if I necessarily agree with Clay's. One of the things Clay said, we talked about in the pre-show a little bit, but headshotting is negative amount of skill. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that per se, but making it only 1 headshot that could be random leading to a kill, that is problematic. So I don't know if I agree though that headshotting is negative amount of skill though. Kind of.
I mean, the only thing I say is that headshot multiplier has been a bad thing in COD for a while. The one random is like the 1 shot that is random. That's the skill gap shit. That needs to go. The 2, okay. It all comes down to when someone's having a gunfight with someone and the flinch hits that bullet. Like the flinch takes that guy's gun, shoots him in the head, and he just melts that guy completely. Mm-hmm. The guy shoots first, and the guy that gets hit, you know, starts shooting second, but because he's been hit with a bullet first, it will fling his gun up, smack him in the head, and he just obliterates the guy even though he shot first. That's the skill gap that needs to be solved with this update, and it just hasn't.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Agree 100%.
What are they doing next to Defiant actually, Trey? How is the headshot multiplier working over there? Is there any at all?
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic. It's pretty dramatic, but like, I feel like you have to have skill to shoot someone in the head in that game. There is a lot of movement. There's a lot of strafe. If you hit someone in the head, like if you hit someone in the head you have to continue hitting them in the head. Like there's no like cheese, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I've ever been bullshitted where someone's like, where I've had a gunfight, shot first, and someone's headshotted me, like, because there's no the flinching there's not crazy either. It's like if you're having a gunfight, your gun's not flying everywhere. Like you're both just shooting straight, and if you're hitting them in the head, you win the gunfight. Like there's no one bullet cheese in there, in my opinion. And also the aim assist isn't crazy either. Not like COD. COD is so sticky. It's like if I went back to COD now, I don't think I'd miss.
Make your return, kid. Make your return, kid.
They might need you. Some of these teams might need you.
I might have to. Because once we start getting into this, I could probably slot myself into about 7 of these bad boys.
There we go. Let's jump into some of these matches. Yeah. We'll start off with, I don't know, Seattle Surge with a surprise weekend, at least to me. Obviously, we knew at the major that they were more real than people expected them with this new roster. Booza on his new role. 04 holding it down S&Ds. Do we agree with the take of a Booza Rookie of the Year, and what do we feel about this resurgence of Seattle Surge?
I mean, you got to say, it's a Rambo Ray masterclass. He's been starting to tweet more. They might not be COD tweets, but Rambo has been starting to put out some social media posts. He's been replying to friends. He's been talking about bowling and golf and hockey and all of his other interests. If you look through his timeline, you wouldn't have thought he was a coach for the team, but he's still killing it.
You'd think he's a hockey player, wouldn't you, honestly?
Yeah, I don't know what you'd think he was, but like he's obviously doing something because it's working out for these guys. And I think I genuinely agree that at this rate, a Booza will go down as Rookie of the Year. I think for now, Gwyn is maybe just still ahead of him on performances so far this season, but I think that's changing quite quickly because Booza, ever since he's been on the AR, has been really solid. Seattle actually look like a very good team right now. They're, to me, pretty solidified top 5. Certainly online, that is true. And on LAN, they were top 6, so I guess it's a pretty similar story. They are a lot of fun to watch. They play the game like they are trying to win. They bring energy to the table. They're difficult to stop because of the way that they play as a team. Like and they often will get outslayed, and they will still be very competitive or win the game, which is honestly not dissimilar to what happened back in Dallas Empire in Cold War. You look at that Dallas team when Rambo was coaching them, of course, Hook ends up going. Hook was there at the start, and they did well. They, nearly won the first stage playing FaZe in the finals. Then, of course, Hook goes, Vivid comes in, and they made a couple of changes. But, that season was in some ways not dissimilar. They kind of made a name for themselves of dropping 0.9, showing 0.95s, and still winning games. So, and playing at a very fast pace when Chrome was there. And, of course, they had Shotzi and Illy, and Hook was the team for some time after getting rid of Clayster when it went from 5v5 to 4 versus 4. And I feel like there's echoes of that going on here right now with the Seattle Surge. I'm pretty impressed. I also wonder that, Dashy comes out of the drama with Rambo at the start of last year, I think is a better player for it on some levels. I think the same may be true for Rambo Ray as the coach of this team. We've heard 04 talk about it, that he seems more willing to be open to other ideas, seems somewhat less stubborn in his decision-making with the team, rather than Rambo used to be like, this is the right way, here's the playbook, and you guys are going to play by it. It feels like since the Dashy Rambo drama, they both may have come out on the positive end, where they're both making more valuable contributions to the team than they previously were. So I just love watching Surge right now. They're genuinely great fun.
I'm not gonna speak on anything because I don't particularly know what happens over on OpTic or what happened during that year. I will say though, I do feel like the Rambo Ray, how it's how they say it's his way or no way. I feel like when you're on OpTic, you're on such a high pedestal where you feel like you got to be doing the most or look like you're doing the most. So if Rambo's, ideas ain't working, everyone's gonna, he wants his ideas to work, so he has a bigger part in the team, if you, so to say. So when they win, everyone's like, Rambo done this, and Rambo's like, yeah, that was me. And then the players, it's like a whole, a whole joint effort. Whereas now, I feel like he can chill out a little bit. He's not deemed he's not on the best team in the game. He doesn't have to, if they don't win an event, no one's not shocked. He's not getting roasted. I mean, we'll roast him because that's what we do anyway. But when they do well, we don't roast them. that's the same with everyone that we say. If you're doing bad, we roast you. If you're doing good, we don't roast you. We give you praise. So, I mean, this is an unbelievable turnaround from the boys. We had them written off as soon as they bought Brezzy in, if we're being honest. And now they've just turned it around, and now they're looking like the, fifth best in the league, which is pretty good considering how they looked with RCEs and at the start of the year. So, congratulations to them.
This team is the epitome of what I've been speaking about when it comes to creating a balanced team. It's 4 guys who you wouldn't expect can show out at different times, but really that's what it is. 04 is your guy in S&D that's going to give you bloods, pop off, carry if he needs to, call out your strats. Hard point, you got HØKKR actually with the highest KD now. This major, 1.05. He's up to, most damage, kills, really doing work, and he's enabled by his other teammates, to getting those kills, hitting the lanes. Brezzy being the glue player. HØKKR has that freedom to play as the type of sub we've seen when he was on OpTic and prior. Kind of free roaming, make the plays, make the pinches, kind of do all the plays that he thinks are right. Then in control also, you have a Buzo 1.45, dropping numbers. So at any point in this team, they are balanced, collectively good at every game mode. And I know that this is what a good team build looks like. I don't know which GM, whatever GM or if Rambo is responsible for finally getting this together here. This is what other bottom 8 teams in the league need to be kind of copying, as you got a star play, you got a star AR, star S&D player, a glue player in Brezzy, and a fast, quick-moving SMG that can make plays like HØKKR. Success. Put those together, and all of a sudden, don't be shocked when your team is actually competing and can take maps away from the top 4, and they're kind of bullying the other bottom 8 teams. So
this team was Vegas before Vegas made the purge change.
This team is Vegas before they made the purge change. I would only separation I have there is who was as good at S&D.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like Seattle have taken like Vegas's spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this team's like, I'm not saying like comparing the teams. I'm saying like this is where Vegas were before the change.
Absolutely.
Fifth in the league, beating whoever's in front of them that they need to beat. Taking the top teams up taking top teams last map, beating some top teams. Yeah, or at least close to. And
even looking at their completed matches, right? They beat RØKKR, they beat Ravens, lost to New York, beat Toronto, which is one of probably the biggest upset we've had so far, Major 4. Should we talk about that series? Should we just go to that series and just talk about it a little bit? Because I feel like that was just an insane one.
Yeah, for sure. We have to talk about
because the RØKKR series,
reverse sweep too.
Yeah, reverse sweep out of them as well. Big resilience from Seattle. Here are the numbers from this. I was mind blown, honestly. After map 2, I stopped watching and I tuned back in on the Vista because I saw the control win. I was like, holy shit, okay, maybe this is something. But yeah, I mean, KDs don't reflect how this series went, how this series actually went.
They very rarely do though for like this Surge team.
Yes.
Like Real Mama Tatch is in the chat. She's bang on the money, as is Sixter, as is Shub, about teamwork over talent as a roster. I think this also shows that while the Brezzy decision to like keep Brezzy around was criticized, it's clearly helping Abuza be comfortable in his role. And I also think that Brezzy's probably playing better individually as a result. So I think in hindsight, as easy it is to say what you might think from the outside perspective, from the team POV, and I also don't think Revan was their GM before, but I'm pretty sure Revan isn't there anymore. I think it's Rambo that just does the whole lot.
Revan hasn't been there for a while, has he?
I think he was there. He was during their last season.
He was there last season.
Surge, yeah. So I think this season he's just been gone. But like obviously from the internal POV, it seems like Rambo or whoever, they made the call that actually it makes more sense to maintain Brezzy when they could have made further changes and keep Abuza in a good spot, because then you're going to get performances like this. And that is enough when you play at the pace and the teamwork and the cohesion that Surge have. Like one player dropping significantly over a 1 is going to be enough to win you a lot of series. And reverse sweeping Ultra is difficult to do because just how strong they are across like all the game modes. And they did it pretty comfortably in the end, to be honest. Like the final map was not even close.
Yeah,
Envoy had a stinky.
Yeah, the most impressive part was that they beat him on 3 different game modes. It wasn't a search win. It wasn't they won a search. They won one of the hard points. They won 2 searches. They literally beat him control, hard point, search, all 3 across the board. Only thing I would say to recommend to other teams is just don't. I don't know. Seattle Surge just have this thing on high rise. I wouldn't play them on high rise personally. I would avoid high rise against them as much as I could, just because they like, especially search and destroy. This guy 0-4 on high rise literally looks like he's playing with radar on. And
I mean, if you want to talk about high rise, you can go look at Toronto's high rise record on search and destroy.
Let us peep for the year. Let's see for the year.
Have a look for the year.
High rise for the year 0-4.
I guess they didn't think the series was going 5, huh?
They have never won a high rise S&D ever.
Them not vetoing that is very questionable then. Very questionable.
And guess whose Twitter I found that on? Benjay Nasim, shout out my dog.
Ah, my dog.
We love Benjay over here.
I'll find the tweet what he said. It was nothing crazy. It was just like there's no point linking it. I'll just tell you what he said about him. But it was pretty much how it was like going last map, and he said about surely not. Yeah, Toronto Ultra with 0 wins on high rise S&D this year. Surely they'll get reverse swept here, right? And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They got reverse swept on a map they have not won all year. I know they haven't played that much, but their S&D kind of scares me sometimes. Ultra does. It's not looked the same since Major 1 for up until now. It just don't look good, to be honest with you.
To be fair, the game has changed completely since Major 1. To be fair, the maps have changed.
Yeah, but like
patches,
everything. You'd think, because I mean, we all know Insight and CleanX are very, very good S&D players. They've been probably, top 10 S&D players since they joined the league. As a duo as well on the team, they've been pretty successful in S&D. And to say it changed for everyone. Ace.
Yeah.
To be a top 3 team, you have to be the best team in the game.
Listen,
to be a top 3 team, you have to be good at every single game mode to win events, and they did win an event. They didn't. In my opinion, they didn't go on an upward trend after Major 1 or continue the same thing. They just went gradually downhill and downhill and downhill.
Okay.
We got Mill Beef coming through with the tier 1 and the gift.
Oh, and the gifted.
Ooh, and the gifted. Woo!
I will celebrate with a Fanta fruit twist, Mill. Give me 1 second.
There we go. Appreciate you, Mill Beef, and thank you for gifting sub to Wall Work. Appreciate you, brother. Trey's not here, but I'm going to respond to what he said just a little bit though, because I disagree slightly, only because the game changed so much, the maps changed, and every roster, you can just look at these rosters, right? Every roster is built for a different purpose in a way. Like I could argue that let's say the old RØKKR squad versus the new RØKKR squad. Which one would have been better at Vista, Rio, and 6-star compared to Skid Row, Invasion, Karachi? It's different type of maps, different type of players, different type of knowledge. One's more head bash, one's more strategy, one's more rotation heavy, one's more just get a kill. So Toronto, I think when it comes to
what one is built for one team is made with winners and the other one isn't.
I don't know if I agree necessarily. I think some have their strengths, some don't have their strengths. That's really what it is, right? If you Toronto when it comes to head bash COD, I think it has a little bit. They struggle a bit more compared to the rotation heavy, smarter COD from Major 1. Head bash COD is not working in their favor as much.
For me though, to be the best, you have to continue to be the best.
I agree.
And they were the best team. They were the best team in the planet at Major 1. Literally untouchable. They played the best COD I've ever seen anyone play in Major 1 all throughout this year.
Fully agree. But if you're playing basketball and you're the best team, whatever, for the first split of the season, and then after the All-Star game, they say, all right, we're changing the ball from a pound to 3 pounds now. It's going to affect people differently. The whole game, the game changed
I'm
completely
not-
after Major
I'm not
One,
saying
basically.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking mainly consistency. I'm not telling them to win every S&D. I'm just strictly talking consistency.
Fair enough.
Consistently, they don't look like a good S&D team. The same way I say New York doesn't look like a good hardpoint team.
Fair.
And I could say the same for FaZe too. You know, they've not looked good on S&D, and that's the reason they had that. What was it, a 1-6 record? You know, actually, it seems to me like S&D is a bit of an issue recently for a lot of these top teams. Someone come in the chat said they stopped liking the game. I do agree with you. Ever since the changes, I do agree that they haven't liked the game as much. I will say not many people like playing the game either. There's a reason that people are playing CS, Rocket League, FIFA, and this isn't a dig at any of the pros. This is just me saying, like, yeah, I agree with you. The game does suck. Like, it's not fun. You know, you've got one more. You got 2 more events left, boys. You got 2 more events left. Strap in.
Absolutely. This is also the tweet from Scrap. That's so pathetic. GG Surge. You know,
just quickly on this Toronto team, I guess, like, do we think, okay, they did obviously bounce back and beat Vegas on the next day, which we'll discuss in a second here, but if you're Scrappy, if you're Hydra, you got to be getting a bit fed up, haven't you? I'm thinking. And it's not like Scrap had an unbelievable weekend statistically, but he's got to be looking at that thinking, this guy Dylan Envoy just gone 1-8 in this game 5. Like, can I get some help here? I'm sure it's not a massive deal, but I just think that those are those small little moments that for Scrappy he'll think, yeah, if I was on FaZe, you don't get reverse swept there. Or if I was an OpTic, you don't get reverse swept there. Or if I had a different set of teammates.
Definitely got to be a bit frustrating when you have that level of talent. Your teammates just can't. I mean, they just can't match you.
It's just getting them all working at the same time, right? Because Envoy had a fine series. Like, he started the series really well. And Insight actually has like a 1.2 in hardpoint so far in the 2 matches they played, which is impressive given where he's been. But at the same time, they just can't seem to be able to maintain that over the course of a series. Kleenex is going to be prone to the occasional bad map just because of the way that he plays. But it's just getting some consistency out of the rest of the team is just, like, it's not even series to series. It's literally mid-series. Like, they'll go from having a 1.5 to next map dropping a stinker. So
we've got our statman Tweetle coming in there with a last time Ultra were reverse swept was versus RØKKR in stage 3 of Vanguard.
That's finals, yeah? That's what he's talking about, I'm assuming, right? The grand finals?
No, I mean that was Cold War, the finals. So we're talking a year after that. But yeah, so Ultra love getting reverse swept by RØKKR. That's like at least they used to.
That's their favorite shit. But yeah, if I'm scrapping Hydra, I'm DMing on the side, planning how to get together and form a third super team. I mean Toronto, I still think is a super team, but like let's say a third or fourth combo of like NYSL and Toronto into another super team, basically.
I will say though, if Scrap leaves this team as it is right now, I wouldn't class it as the super team anymore.
If Scrap leaves Toronto?
I think Scrap makes this team a super team.
100%. Yeah, if he's not there, then he's their best player. He is their superstar. If he leaves, that team is not. They're not in shambles, but they're definitely not. I don't think top 4 is gonna be really rough for them, depending on who replaces him. But like, it's not gonna look too good for Toronto Ultra.
Any other given time, I think, like, I'm not saying. I think Scrap could leave. They could replace someone and still be like a top 4 team. But with how good Insight and Kleenex have been like previous years too, I think they could still do it. But as of right now, Scrap is by far the best player in the game, in my opinion. And I don't want to say carries them, but this guy does even at the major, he was doing everything. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Toronto's in a weird spot right now, man. Toronto's in a spot where the game's changing. In theory, again, that 4-bullet AR for Insight and Scrap should make them even better. But I think actually in Scrap's case, it might actually hurt him because he's so actually talented with an AR that now I think he's going to get less. He's going to get bullshitted a lot more in terms of him dying versus how accurate, gun up, L trigger he is. Really helped him out when the game was less. You know, this 4-shot death wasn't happening. I think they're going to suffer a little bit with this BS cheese happening with the new meta. That's my opinion going to the next few weeks for them. Should we get our special guest in now?
I think we do it.
All right, guys. We got Nero Poison, big Nero about to join us, and he has some things to explain to us really quick. Not only with the huge reverse sweep against OpTic, but were they sounding? We have a clip. Were they sounding? What's the truth here?
Get into it, baby.
Oh, what just happened?
Obviously, they had that series that they played Toronto as well.
Wait a minute.
They played OpTic, final game of the weekend. Sensational game. I was like, damn, why have they put this OpTic versus Vegas game last? Respectfully, I wanted it to be New York FaZe, but no, they came out swinging. How are we going, Nero?
Nero, you here?
Let's go, boys.
What's up, brother?
Wait, hey, are you sure you added Nero and not Z?
We're the same person, bro.
Yeah, it's tomato, bro. It's no difference.
Oh, yeah. Nero's a COD pro. He's the GTA streamer. I get it now. I get it.
Bone, baby.
Yeah, I get it now. How you doing, big dog?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Just another day in the office.
100%.
Yep, another day in the office. Big office over here. Rab pays for it. Mansion and everything.
Yeah, we got that penthouse. Yeah, we might have some room when you're coming over for CDL Manchester next year. I'm hearing rumors.
Absolutely. Let me get on
rumors. Yeah.
Let me get on the screen.
I made them up.
Oh, what you've used a dying out that badly? You got to make up your own rumors.
Yeah, that's right.
Making up shit.
There we go.
Gonna make up like fucking someone to OpTic just randomly in the off season. Just fuck it.
I mean, yeah. Go out with a bang. You know what I mean?
Brody, speaking of we're talking about the biggest the biggest upsets of the weekend. You guys have a crazy match against OpTic, and take it 3-2. Talk to me a little bit about it. It's been a day. You had some time to chill out a little bit. When you think back about yesterday, what do you think about the series?
The series obviously went well for us, but we were just striving to just win an S&D because our hard points and control have looking like really good in scrims, and against Toronto, we just threw away some unacceptable situationals that lost us the game, and it's been like that every time we play like a top team. We just choke, we just throw away a couple lives, and it makes the other team get a full 60, and then it's just so hard to bounce back from that against a top 4 team.
Yeah,
and we were just trying to focus up on S&D and trying to win S&D because, as I said before, our respawn's been really well.
How you guys are all frying.
I'll say how big of a difference is Johnny making to the team? Because this guy, I mean, I had a few doubts. I'll be honest, a few doubts when in the early matchups he played. It looked like he was struggling a little bit, but then he comes out now 1.33, 17, highest or second highest damage of the team, and is cooking OpTic just like on a different level. What has he brought to the team so far? And give us some insight more into the internals of what he brings to Legion.
Yeah, he brings a lot of stuff. He brings a lot of slaying power too, and I feel like as a collective, that's what we say our downfall was as a team, in respawns, was that our slaying paralysis couldn't keep up with the top 4 teams, and obviously you need to keep up with them to win. And he also is really good at S&D. That's also another big reason we picked him up. He has a lot of go-to strats of him making a play and us backing him up on that play, and he's also really good in situationals, and that's what our biggest downfall was in S&D, is our situationals, and he helps with that a lot.
I'm really interested to hear because you've gone through the iterations, obviously with Purge, then with Asim, and now Johnny comes in, and it seemed to me that, I mean, I talked to Fenix about this, that effectively with Purge it was the slaying, as you say, wasn't quite there against the top 4 teams. If you want to win championships, win events, make it to Sunday, it's understandable why the change was considered. But Johnny seems to be taking a slightly different direction, right? Because Purge was, from a communication perspective, was seemingly an important part as to why you guys had that great stint back at Major 2 qualifiers. It felt to me that when you made the Johnny changes, let's just take a slightly different approach with the team composition and see if this one's going to work. Has someone had to step up in terms of comms, or is Johnny actually just doing it all?
That was our biggest downfall. obviously dropping Evan and picking up Johnny, and we've been trying to like focus on that and scrimming, and Johnny's been doing really good and like actually just focusing on his comms. Like that's our biggest thing in him. Like don't focus on making the wrong play. Like essentially don't focus on this. Focus on like building up your comms because that's what makes a great player, and that's what we like need as well as like slaying and the comms. Because when we lost Evan, it did suck because he was like a big aspect in comms other than Dill attach, obviously. And he's just been focused on that. He's been getting a lot better, and it's been showing because we're leading up to the major. We only had a week of practice, so it kind of sucked, but we did what we could with him, and we're getting a lot better because we just having more practice, more reps.
What was the internal decision? Again, I know we're going back to the past. We'll let's talk about some stuff more now, but flipping Purge from an AR to a sub. How was that decision, like, kind of conclusion came? Who made that decision, and how did it come to that? Very curious.
It was basically all of us on like deciding if we want to give Evan like another chance and like try to build him up, because obviously he wasn't really that good with an AR, and I'm pretty sure his natural role in challengers was a sub on his team. Like in challengers when he won the challenger champs, and for him, he also brought a lot more than just a slaying department. And basically, it was just our final decision of like, do we need to like a help with in-game leading, or do we leave with Eli more of like the slaying department? And we decided to give Evan a shot, or keep like put Evan on a sub. And obviously, we picked up Gio, and we did get a lot better with that aspect because we actually had more teamwork.
Gio's a certified shooter, I will say.
That guy is a fucking god. That guy knows how to shoot, bro.
I mean, I think you just. I was just gonna say, because I think you try and like change with Purge to like, you know, when you picked up other people too. You try and get better. You know what I'm saying? You were trying to. You knew where you were at, and you were trying to elevate that even more. And you have to go through, you know, I'd say trials at this point to find out where you're actually, who's the best fit. And the way Johnny's been shooting for you guys, like Ace said, we had our doubts, but in that series there, it just proved that, you know, once you guys actually collectively come together as a four and win an S&D, you guys can all shoot together, and you know it's nice to even that series there. You had 17k damage with a sub, like that's pretty fucking tippable. That's pretty fucking tippable. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's good. You're keeping up with the ARs, especially how Gio and Johnny were frying. Like that's tippable.
We do gotta press you about a couple things though from this series. There's a clip. There's a clip from your interview.
Yeah, the interview clip.
Yep. Yeah, some people got a couple things to say about it, so I want to get your opinion. Let me just bring it up, make sure we have it up.
Yeah, I should have worded it better, because if you actually go back to the 1v3,
I linked the 1v3 as well.
Oh, you linked it? Okay. I'll grab it right now.
Because if you actually look at it and hear it, my teammate heard Pred sprint through the door, and he busted the door. And if you can't.
Oh, here it is. There it is.
Bottom green.
Let's play right now. Let's play it for everyone, so everyone has context. Okay. Let's play it first, so everyone has context exactly what we're referring to.
Look at Pred. He's bottom. We call that bottom deli.
Pred number 3. He's over there, bottom deli. Okay. So let's play it out. Let's see what happens here.
So if you play it, yeah.
First 3 shots are in, and Dashy just blows him out of the water. So now it's all down to Nero once again. First one clean, second one tallied.
He sprinted through the door.
The first door. Yeah, the first deli door.
I see.
And he sprinted through that door, and my teammates called him out. He's bottom green. He busted the door. And I just turned and he sprinted through the other door, and that's when I snapped and killed him. But it wasn't us hearing him running or any of that. It was him breaking the door. And if we can't hear him breaking the door, then Jesus.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's that crazy. I think you just shouting him, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't know what bro was looking at. He comes out the door.
Thank God he had a sub. Or thank God he had an AR. If he had a sub,
I'm gonna be real. I I think you win this gunfight even if your teammates were all muted.
No,
to be honest with
100%.
you.
Because I think I was in the
I'm dead. This is no shade. This is no shade to anyone. Like, what the
100%.
fuck's going on there?
No,
Like, you just
because-
fucking absolutely violated him.
Yeah, because if you actually watch it, I was in such like the moment of my game. I didn't even react to their call out. I just snapped and smoked them essentially.
That was my point. It's not like you pre-aimed him or preemptively pre-fired or anything like that. You just straight up like you weren't even ready for him. Like,
Yeah.
you just
I think people thought that you like heard Dashy in the 1v1.
Oh,
I think that's what people thought.
Oh,
but I was
no,
like, the
I
way
just-
you were pre-aiming, I didn't think that was the case. 'cause you're pre-aiming close.
I just checked the bomb, and then Johnny was like, he can't be on until 27. That's when you check. What's when you check? And then I was just sitting and pre-aiming until 27. I was going to check, and then he just chowed me.
Yeah, no, that part, the follow up of you turning around and aiming the door to me doesn't seem like cheese at all. It doesn't seem like sound whore at all. That's just he's not on the bomb. He can kill me. Yeah, he can kill me from behind me. That's pretty much it, baby.
That's professional COD. This cunt's not fucking Spider.
Yeah, I jumped in a corner, watched my back, and then I was going to check a bomb at 27, but thankfully he just flew at me. So.
Okay,
yeah,
so
did you feel the momentum shift at that point?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I felt it watching.
Oh, 100%. That's when it was like, because if we lost this round, oh yeah, the aura, yeah.
I felt the aura. That 1v3 was
screen.
Yeah. Yeah, like you got me pretty hyped right now. I might
Oh,
hop on COD.
Yeah, shit, right? But yeah, I definitely shit the momentum. That I wouldn't say won us the game, but if we were down 0-2, that would have been so bad, like in this spot, because we would have went to offense too.
Yeah, because
or
it's
defense,
not even,
sorry.
For anyone that's like watching at home or anything like that. We've been in a few 1v1 or 1v3 situations there, you know. These two, nah, they ain't 1v3 and nothing. It's not even the fact. It's like mental warfare. One, you've 1v3'd it, so you gas your team up, and two, the other team are demoralized.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta pounce on the opportunity to keep demoralizing. Because, I mean, look when Dashy lost the 1v1. If you look at the end of it, when he lost the 1v1 when Nero killed him, he looked distraught.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's even worse losing it with 30 seconds left, and I got to plant the bomb.
All right, no need to rub it in. Jesus Christ. Oh my days. If you watch Dashy here, like obviously he's upset that he's lost a 1v1.
It's not his fault anyway. He's just fuming.
In the back of his brain, he's like, what the fuck's just happened there? Then lads.
Because OpTic, they won the game 4. They win the first round of the Surge, and Kenny's like laughing. They're all joking. Like, I'm sure at that point, OpTic thought 99% they're winning that series. Yeah. They're just like, oh, we had a slow start. We just won the map. We're up 3-1 in the final map. Like, it's all over. And then all of a sudden, they're like, hang on a second. Nero's shooting Diffie today.
And Dashy got an absurd kill on Dill. I don't know how he died.
Are we trying to say it was new patch cheese?
I don't think he can get a headshot.
That's the issue.
Dashy online.
Right? Whoa. Whoa.
I'm not saying that.
Dashy online. Holy fuck.
Let me put words in my mouth.
Rab, I've got it. New thumbnail, new title for a new video. Nero calls Dashy onliner after major 3 win.
Boom.
Wow.
Speaking of just stuff from this, who did Johnny just decide to hit this emote, or like
I don't know what that was.
This was not you guys. This was none of you guys trying to.
Oh hell no! We were like never do. We texted him after never do that shit again. So I don't know.
Wait, who's he looking at, by the way?
I don't know. He must be looking at the other.
Maybe his monitor. Yeah, maybe his other monitor.
Like, are you guys playing in like a Discord call, like pretending to land or something like that?
No, with our cameras on? Nah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Going up to your camera, like you're like locking in, like yo, do a good shit, bro. Like fist bumping the cam type. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know why he did that.
He's like looking around, like I bet it's probably his family, and they're like, yo, hit the emote, do the emote.
His cousin just barge in the room and be like, hey, do that shit right now. Go.
Bro. Hey, emo right now. He just fucking pops the L up.
And then he flexes right after.
Does he flex?
My favorite thing about this.
Oh, we missed the flex. We missed the flex. Damn, bro.
He flexed, bro.
Oh shit, we didn't even notice that. My favorite thing about this is though that like, let's say you guys were to play OpTic on LAN or something. You may not play them from now to the end of the year, but it may happen. If you were to, and if Pred wants to like get his revenge, because Pred's made it quite clear that like he's taking notes, just like how he took notes on the Vickle thing. How does he get revenge on this? He can't throw up the 3-0 sign. Has Pred got to do this?
You just see Pred on main stage. Imagine, bro.
That'd be insane.
Nah, I think
There's
Pred's
no
got.
way he does that.
I think Pred's got to hit the floss or something.
Yeah, the blood someone before that.
Yeah, it is a different emote.
Yeah, Pred might have to hit the Orange Justice. He
Or-
might have to hit one of those.
Or start breakdancing on the stage.
Or Pred goes to Johnny for the fist bump, and then just it's about to go, and then just goes, and then keeps going and keeps moving. Just
that'd be a good one, yeah.
Straight L's. This. Oh, yeah, and then the sarcasm tweets. GG's Vegas Legion. Those guys are beasts. Salutes. People.
Yeah. What's your opinion on that, Nero?
I just don't know. I know like they just won the major, but like I don't know why people just can't give other people credit. Like bro, you just lost. It doesn't matter who you lose to, you lost. Like just own it at that point.
Because obviously like people think like he's just saying GG. Like
yeah,
I'll keep it a low IQ. People think he's just saying GG.
Nah, he's
but
not.
we
He's
know
clowning us.
we know. Yeah, we know he's calling you like, oh, those guys are animals. You know, like wow, those guys are fucking beasts.
Yeah.
Fuck, you know, like like I agree with you. I like they did just win a major, so there's respect value there. But like it's also respect your opponents too, especially like you know how OpTic are. I think they've done it like a few times this season as well when they've said stuff like that. It's like you can't be salty.
Yeah,
you know
you can't. Like,
You
you lost fair and square. Like
yeah,
you gotta own up to it and be like, yo, I don't even know.
give credit where it's due.
Yeah,
What
you know,
confuses me a bit is like you get. I mean, OpTic have talked about the fact that the teams outside of the top 4, especially FaZe and Toronto, are basically pointless practice because they're just better than all these teams. And apparently these other teams don't even try to improve or they don't take it serious and whatever. Like OpTic have talked about this. So then when a team does take it serious, beats them online, and Johnny wants to do a bit of a celebration, all of a sudden there's a problem with that somehow?
Yeah, all of a sudden everyone's clowning us. Like
yeah, for trying and winning. Like I'm a little bit confused.
If you don't want to win, you're not a real competitor. That's just the end of the day how it is. Like you always want to win, always be the best. That's why FaZe, for 5 years, have been the best team in the league every single year, is because they always try and practice. They always want to win. They always want to destroy you. That's how it always is, and it just and it always shows for them.
I mean, people also got to understand as well. Like a lot of these teams play in facilities, and you don't. And you can only give what you know. You can only go as hard as you can. You know, like you play scattered across the country. So online COD for you guys is just as bad, which I can assume which affects practice too, because I know how those shitty servers work as well. I think people don't take that into account. They think, oh yeah, everyone's just in a facility. They pull up. You guys are scattered pretty far around, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, we're basically all in completely sides of the world.
Yeah, so I think people are gonna understand that too. You know, there's been some talk recently about teams not wanting to win. I think everyone wants to win, but teams like there's a few players deep down that aren't trying to win. Like they're trying to play for a next year contract by frying. I think we've seen that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that from you guys, because even with Purge on your team, you know, obviously Purge not frying or whatever like that. He wasn't playing for a next year contract. He was doing what needed to do to win. And that goes for the same now as you guys, you know, look good in respawn, and now you're just trying to work on your S&D.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, all credit to you. I don't know why anyone would be angry at you guys winning.
Yeah, that's odd.
Any response to this on stream, by the way, because this was brought up by chat that I didn't know was on the Reddit. But Dan Ghosty on the server, OpTic played on versus Vegas. He said, Virginia, if I'm speaking, I'm in big trouble. I know where those players are located. That is not a balanced one, referring to the server choice. Any response to this?
We actually tried multiple different servers, and the fairest one was Virginia, and they actually had the ping advantage, so I don't know why anyone says anything about Virginia or Texas, this, that. Geo pings 40 to every single server imaginable, and we all pinged 30, and Geo was on 40, so technically we had the disadvantage. I guess Johnny was on 20 ping, and Geo was on 40, so it balanced out, like, to that aspect, but they were all on 30, I was on 30, Dylan lives in Texas, so he was on the same ping as them. So there was really no advantage or disadvantage at all. It's online. I don't know.
I mean, listen, all right. I've lived in Texas. I've had the old fiber. It's a little bit of a glitch. You can't complain.
Yeah, dude, they have 10K facility internet, and they're complaining, and people, all the OpTic, like, now I'm not talking about the players. The fan base and other players are saying anything about ping. That's ridiculous, bro. They just didn't play
This thread
good.
is funny, Ace, by the way. Like, if you scroll down, people are saying, oh, that when Gio got that 1v1 against Shotzzy, I knew that it was sour cheese. Cause,
Bro,
like,
I don't know why everyone say it. Server cheese. That's just headshot. That's the headshot cheese. That's the game. Blame the game.
Oh yeah, here it is right here. Yeah, it's
There's no better feeling than beating OpTic though. Like, there's no better feeling because you get death threats, you get called fat, you get called ugly, you get called everything under the sun.
Oh,
and
yeah.
honestly, you go to bed after a nice steak dinner or whatever you eat, and it's. Well, listen, when I done it back, fuck yeah, I'll scroll Reddit. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's great.
I did the same shit. Scrolling Twitter, everyone's called you a fat fucking lard. Everyone's called you sound EQ
it's great.
cheeser. Everyone's saying all this crap. I'm like, that's how you know, boys.
It's great.
It's interesting. Anytime OpTic loses, it's always like I want to say excuse, but there's some other reason why they lost. Again, someone in chat already knew somehow that this was up, and it's 100. They're on 100 ping and all this stuff as well. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It makes it very unfair. I feel like you guys. It's a 3-2. It wasn't you guys 3-0'd OpTic smoke show. Like, it was a grueler. Yeah. It was truly a grueler. So, goddamn, man, we're trying to make it easy for you. OpTic fans about to come for your neck right now.
No, it's true though. We just choked. We choked the S&D. We lost 5-5.
That is true. That is true.
I guess I've got another quick question. Like, coming into this series, I know there's been talk from other teams about when you play the top teams, you play FaZe, you play OpTic. Are some of these teams in the league just writing it off as a loss straight away? Because there's always a chance you win, even if you're not the favorite team. And I guess you guys going in, because you just played Toronto the day before and got 3-0'd, you're now playing the reigning champions. From like a mentality POV, I think that like the vast majority of teams in the league would just think, well, let's just try our best and try and win a couple of maps in there or something, right? Whereas, you know that every team is vulnerable if you catch them off guard early on. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth and all this. So, like, what was the team's mentality going into that? Because I'm sure that for most teams, they would just chalk it up already.
Oh, they 100% would have, but we watched our match back, and we can hang with like the top. It's just our personal mistakes that cost us these maps. And if you make one mistake against a top 4 team, they instantly capitalize on it, and it's so hard to rebound from that. And we just watched back the Toronto match, and it was like we get put in so like favorable positions, but we just throw away like an ego chow, or we try to just move and do too much. And against this OpTic, like obviously it's hard to fix in one day. It's kind of impossible, but we were like just cut back on all of like the ego chow bullshit and actually play like a team. And that's just I don't know. It showed.
I think a lot of people
gotta keep working from there.
I think everyone needs to come to the like understanding that every team, these players are like 48 players in the world that do this for a living, minus the subs. Like, this is just straight up like in the league. Everyone can shoot straight. The only there's some that obviously there's some that shoot a tad bit straighter than others, but 9 times out of 10, anyone can win a gunfight against any of these players. What separates teams is teamwork and preparation. And for that series there, Nero, you guys just prepared better. Like, it's just how it is. You prepared better. I think
you prepared better and put your nuts on their face. That too, a little bit of both.
I think OpTic, maybe a little bit complacent after a win, after a little event win. I think I can say that. But you just came in there and just you need these points. So I don't know why anyone would even what I'm saying. Like, it makes no sense why anyone would try and clown us. So
yeah, we need these points bad. We need to make champs.
I mean, and that's one way to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're just beating the teams. Like, you beat the top teams, and this is what the teams below you need to do. So like what you've done there is like, you've done the hard part now, and then you got to do, the so-called easy part and beat the other teams in front of you.
Yeah, I was speaking of the teams ahead of you. Your next matchup is NYSL, right? New York.
Yeah.
How do you feel going into that matchup? What is the preparation like, and what do you feel like is going to be the key to winning against subliners again after a big win over OpTic?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to keep up with our practice and not let this OpTic match like win get to our head. Because I know some people, like if they beat a top 4 team, you'd be like, oh, we can hang with the best, and then they're like already get complacent going to scrims. And we just need to get out of the mentality to actually go. We need to go even harder going into scrims. We need to focus on, as I said again, like our S&D game, because that's what will win us these matches against these top teams, and even in general, because our hardpoint stuff can hang. Like they really can. And against New York, we need to play our game because they're really fast. So that's all we really need to do.
I think you guys both are very like hard point heavy, a lot of kills, like a lot of hard point kills heavy teams. So like I feel like efficiency in the respawns is going to be a big factor between both you guys, because both you guys just shoot. Like y'all just be shooting everything, and no one gets on the hill half the time when it comes to hard point between NYSL and you guys. So
yeah, that's what was our biggest problem, is we get a lot of kills, but we don't know. But those kills don't translate anything. They're meaningless kills, and that was also the biggest thing. Like in our hard point, like just scrims in general, is to actually get hill time or actually like make the other team like spawn out and stay in the spawn trap while we're getting like the hills, essentially. Because we do get a lot of kills, but half the time in scrims they don't translate to the hill points, or we outslight a team by a fuck ton and only win by like 30 points, and that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've got a strap for you, Nero. How to beat New York. Do you want to hear it?
Absolutely, sure.
All right. One of you, any of you, just sit in the hill. Yeah, they don't,
okay.
All right. They don't like going near it. They don't like going in it. All right. You sit in that. They won't come near you. They're allergic. They don't like it. All right. It's like they feel ill when they get in it, so they run away from it. So if you guys get in it, you'll be fine.
You want to join Vegas as a coach, yo? You're fucking inspirational.
Listen. Too much aura leaking out of this right now.
Holy fuck. I was gonna ask you. I have 2 more questions for you. One is, how do you feel about this meta as a sub?
It's awful.
Oh shit.
The ARs are way better than the sub. It's actually insane. Like, you thought that the MCW at the beginning of the year was absurd. It took 1 bullet to the head, and this time it takes 2, so it's not as bad. But 4 bullet a gun, and a other gun takes 5 to 6 bullets no matter what, is insane. It doesn't matter how fast the sub shoots. If you get a headshot, it's over. Like, the sub is godlike, or the AR is godlike. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, someone in PD in the chat. Yeah, the rifle did get buffed, but the MCW got buffed to 4 bullet with a random headshot.
Yeah, like you get so more cheese kills. Like, you feel like you get joked, but you don't even get joked. It's just because the other player got 2 headshots and you just got absolutely evaporated.
Your buff doesn't mean you kill quicker, really.
No, it
and
doesn't.
truthfully. The
That's true.
MCW's buff means it kills quicker.
Yeah, it kills a 1 less bullet.
That's true. Yeah. That's actually a big difference. Damn.
Damn, they're spamming. Sorry, Rab.
Yeah, Rab's dead ass about to like drown in a pool of water right now. We're gonna see him die on stream.
We need to like up the numbers on this.
Chat is literally just trolling at this point, bro.
I do one for you. I got
Rab, you know what you got to do, bro? You have to have a line of shots. Like shot glasses.
Oh, the water shots?
And when I say, fucking neck it, mate.
That's like 10k for that though. I think like 10k little bubble points. Look at this shit, man.
Nah, they're having fun, bro. Let me help you out, fam.
Good stuff. I mean, I can't do like 20 chugs.
Can you hydrate with Fanta Fruit Twist realistically though?
I think it counts.
You getting diabetes? Yeah, you're getting diabetes off of it, so fuck it. Why not?
0 sugar, buddy. 0 sugar.
Oh shit! Okay, you're clutch. You're actually clutch as hell, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna get something way worse, to be honest with
you. Yeah.
How's it looking for the World Championship? We look at the standings right now.
Let's take a quick peek.
Because I think you guys are at what 120.
Yeah, we're 120 now.
Gorillas are at 120. Ravens are at 120.
All these teams
So
are
it's
so
obviously all to
close.
play
Holy
for.
Yeah.
But like you've already played 2 of your hard games this stage, you know. Like after that.
Yeah, and we won one of them. That's the big one.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, you definitely have the worst split going into Major 4 by far.
And Ravens have a tough one too.
Yeah, Ravens have a tough one, but we also have a tough one as well.
Right, they just played Toronto, OpTic, and now they got New York.
Yeah, I think a big thing about that one too is starting off like that too. Like you're starting off, no warm up, no practice, just fucking into it.
Yeah, you literally just go. Like literally go to the top 3 teams.
That's actually a question though. Do you prefer that, or would you rather play him at the end? Because low key, I'm thinking I'd rather play him at the beginning.
I guess it depends. I would rather play them at the beginning too, because if you beat one of them, it brings the momentum. Like holy shit, we just beat like top 3, like a top 4 team. We just beat the reigning champs, like or the reigning Major 3. Like we can make this run. Like it's realistic.
That was my point. I would rather play the 3 teams that I'm expected to lose to, and if I get a win, W. If I get 2 wins, fuck me. Like we're in there.
Yeah,
and even coming out with one, coming out with one is like fucking really good. And then you've got
100%.
like the teams that you should realistically beat.
Yeah, because if we play them last, and let's say like we started off 0-4. And then we play those last. It's shocked. It's shocked.
Going into the major, like
no confidence at all. Like.
There's no confidence. There's nothing.
Yeah. No, see, that's why I would rather do it too, because at least like if you get them out the way, like let's say you do go 0-3, you get that, and then you're like, you take the four wins after that, and you go into the major, you got the momentum, but now you've even got more momentum now because. Worst comes to worst, you lose to New York. You still took 10 points off OpTic, and then you got the other guys too, and then you're just battling against them. So, honestly, like, I'm looking for Nero. I'm a fan. I'm rooting.
I'm also just looking at the situation. I'm thinking, well, if you guys were to make winners, obviously OpTic could be in winners. Could be a little winners round 1. Matchup action. You think it'd be the same story as yesterday?
I don't want to say nothing, dude.
Good work. Go work. That's good shit out of you right there.
We think
that's good PR training.
Yeah, don't juju it. PR training. Keep it light.
It's a cop question.
Yeah, hell, damn, Rab.
You know me. I have to throw one in.
Wait, I have another cop question. We're gonna watch this
clip. Actually.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this clip real quick.
Because Johnny said that he did the L emote because Pred was talking shit in money.
Yeah, he was. In SND8s. Yeah, he said that. Pred said something like, "I don't even know why I'm playing you. You're shit." Or something like that.
Let's watch Dashy chirp on Gio. Damn, this is quiet. My bad, guys. Let me turn it up a little bit because this shit is quiet as hell. Twitch clips always are like super quiet for some reason.
Yeah, they're ass.
Yeah.
It depends who's streaming. Like when Pred streams, he has his audio cranked. Like whenever I download a Pred stream clip, I'm not surprised because this Pred just got his shit cranked this evening.
Motherfuckers' ears don't work. He has to turn that shit up like a grandpa. Type shit,
Like genuinely, if you download a Pred Twitch clip, it will be max volume.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. I play on 100 volume as well.
There you go. Oh,
is that with Sandy Q too? Or like...
No, fuck no.
Just a second.
Streams are off, by the way. Yeah, streams are off.
Yeah, I play at 100, like max volume and 100 or like the effect volume.
I couldn't play with Sandy Q, man. My Spotify was blasting off my eardrums, bro. I couldn't do it.
Let's peep the clip real quick.
Flowers.
It's still quiet.
Go on the back. On the right. Shit on dog shit. Fuck. I'm gonna head out the back.
One might spawn here. One might spawn here.
Yeah, one. He's back shops. He got fucking his. Come on, guys. Wait, he's a little bit.
I got gun.
Shit on dog shit fuck. 2024 quote of the year. Is there beef between Dashy and Gio? Or are they just trolling?
Nah, that's a troll. That's Gio's cable internet not killing Dashy right there.
Oh shit. He's on cable?
Wait, hang on a minute. So you're saying on Latin Gio kills him there?
Yeah, he does. But cable. Yeah, he lives in mass cable. Like he pings 40-50 to every single server. Like it's actually absurd. And he's like an online reaper. Like,
On the
he
right,
does
shit
really
on
good
dog
online
shit.
too, which is crazy.
I mean, low key. I mean, he actually makes him one shots. Like he probably wins that on
Yeah, he got
land.
no
Low
Blu-ray.
key. Tell that boy to come to Texas, man. Tell that boy Gio to come to Texas. Make him make the move out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, low key, low key.
We can get breaking point on it.
Yeah, get this. Yeah, we'll get him out here. Yeah.
Hey, we can work together with the old
Give him a little
Vegas
something.
Legion. We can work together with the old Vegas Legion. You know,
need a few Ks.
Couple jerseys.
Don't worry about it. You know, couple jerseys, yeah.
Couple jerseys.
Good little trades. Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, 4K, you know, monthly setup. 3 jerseys for the boys. And some scarves and some socks.
I have a final cop question for you. It's a real cop question. You ready?
A real one, okay.
It's a real cop question right now. Ready? Do you, in your opinion, you guys had a struggle stage when Asim was on the team, right? It was a bit of a struggle stage. In your opinion, obviously being there internally, was it really like playing against the top teams that made it really hard for him to have success, or was it something internal that was maybe causing some rife or some headbutting play styles? How did you see the time with Asim on your guys' team?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. Honestly, he got put in a shit spot because we played the top teams right as he joined, so we didn't get much practice. But after that, I think we just didn't like mesh well together as a team. Like I think it's because he had his own play style, and our play style was completely different than his, so it was hard for him to like adapt to our own play style. And we also really didn't have like, I hate saying like IGL, but like it was just hard for him to like take over that role of like what we were used to with Evan, because he said he's never done that like in his entire career of like having to manage players. And I feel for him with that because he's a sub. Like why would he have to manage 3 other players including himself? So it was just hard for him to actually like make plays on the map and just get comfortable, and it just sucked.
Then I mean the decision to, you know, it was after so many losses and against the top teams. Why make the decision right there to swap him out versus giving him a chance against some of the bottom teams? This is kind of a devil's advocate question.
Honestly, I really don't know. I think it's because we just wanted to swap a player and get as much reps and experience with that player throughout the stage, and then waiting for the stage to develop and going to the major with a week and a half of practice with a new member. And I guess we did it anyways, but that was just like the thought process behind it.
Okay, that's enough of my cop question right there.
Yeah.
My last question though is this: we don't hear about coaches much. We've talked about on Dope Check a lot that like some of the coaches are kind of in the dark, right? They don't tweet much, they don't say much. McGee's one of those guys as well that like we don't hear from him much. But what value does he bring to the team, and like what is his contribution in terms of your map style, your modes, the cohesion, balancing the player personalities? I just wanted you to talk a little bit about Theory and then also Fenix as well.
They bring a lot to the table, actually. Like, McGee was also like a past player, so he has his own perspective other than other coaches because he's won, so he has like his own idea and ideology of how to play hardpoint and how to win the game mode essentially. And he brings up a lot of valid points every single day of like, hey, like if someone's here, you gotta flank this, and like pushing out cuts and this and that. And Fenix he brings a lot of energy. Like he is the energy guy. Like obviously like he brings up points, he watches VOD with you. But he is like, I don't even know like how to really explain it, but he just brings up so much energy and gets us hyped. Like he is amazing on that.
Okay.
And I gotta shout out JP too. He brings a lot of
JP digits.
Yep, he's our
your analyst,
and he also brings up a lot of points too, of like teamwork, and yeah, we got the crew, the GOAT crew. Yeah, they don't get a lot of credit because they're in Vegas, but they are actually like one of the best coaches, like coaching staff. I've only been in Boston, so I really can't say much, but they've helped me a lot.
Yeah, I just want to highlight them and obviously give some love to them because again we've had the talk, like, do COD coaches really bring that much to a team? And it's kind of a back and forth debate. Fans don't know. There's ups and downs between players, but I'm assuming your guys' staff is also very good. A very good balance. Ex-player, high energy, a great challengers coach, and then I didn't even know your guys' analysts existed until just now, literally. So
yeah,
no, it's great to highlight them and see what they bring. Any other questions, boys? Rab and Trey?
I was just gonna say before he leaves, is there any Boston tea because he was on there? Anything?
Oh shit!
I don't want to say nothing about
we got one Fed question each this evening.
Yeah, we all had a comp question. Now here's another comp question.
I try to catch him off guard because he's feeling fucking good right now. So I try to catch him off guard. So he was gonna go rogue, but like he's keeping the bridges intact. I respect it. Just in case.
Maybe if I retire, I'll spill everything. But
oh shit!
Exclusive
podcast will come soon. Don't worry.
Hey, so there is some tea. Hey, he jumps himself.
Him not saying anything led to there being something. So that's enough. That's all we needed.
He said I'm not gonna say nothing, and then goes
when I retire, everything's gonna get leaked.
When I retire, though.
Hey, that's I guess.
Hey, Rob, I'm doing your job for you. I best get fucking paid for this.
You killed it, mate.
Absolutely. But we appreciate you, Nero. We appreciate you for coming on, my guy. If there's anything else you want to say, last thing to just, whether the people that love you, the people that hate you, the people that are upset about, the green wall, whatever it may be, just something to the fans, to the Dope Check audience, final couple thoughts before we let you go. Get on to your day and have your day off.
Thank you. Thanks for all the fans. Obviously, I wouldn't be here. We all wouldn't be here without you. The OpTic fans, don't be haters. We're all here for a reason. I don't really know what else to say except thank you, boys. There's really nothing else. I love you all.
Appreciate you, bro. If you ever want to come on again, let us know. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure, boys.
Absolutely, bro.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Later.
You too. Peace out.
Let me get the cams right. Right.
I thought I was getting a bunch of love in the chat, but it's Wero's,
there's no raise in there. Let me drop one.
No, not even. I thought
Let me drop one
for me.
There you go. You get your one from Brad.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I thought they were spamming Wero's for
me. It has to be Wero like this with the O,
Yeah, no, it's a joke. It's he's not allowed back on the show. He's not allowed back on the
show. It's the band.
We can't have Nero stealing Trei's thunder. Huh?
Holy fuck.
See, I thought, look, those are all for me. All right, they're all mine. W interviewer, Wero, and that's Trei Wero for you guys.
It's Trei Wero. Absolute stellar to hear from Nero. I appreciate him being open to answering everything we had too. Like, we had some cop questions. Each one of us had a cop question, and besides the Boston one, pretty much he gave us all answers. So I appreciate him coming on and giving us insight.
No, he gave it. He
gave an answer without giving an answer.
Nero's a good guest,
which is kind of clutch right there.
One of the best guests so far.
Top dog.
That was the interview I needed. That was the interview I needed. Not the how'd you win the 1v3 where just shit on him.
That's what I'm saying. That like the broadcast interviews and the ones that they do in like the press conferences, it's also
they need us there, man. They need
we were chatting. All I'm saying is we bring a good interview. That's all I'm saying. We bring a good interview.
We got the aura where the players feel safe.
Exactly.
Ali asked him what happened. He's like, oh fuck shit, I'm gonna say sound EQ, I'm gonna get fucking with us. Hey. Yeah. Can't get cancelled over here, buddy. Everyone hates us anyway.
It's true.
Shit. All right, so I think we covered pretty much everything of Legion. Let's talk a little bit about the one I don't want to talk about, but we have to, and I've been calculating my defense in my mind for the last 2 hours we've been online. Let's talk about Minnesota RØKKR here. Should we start with this clip from the flank of some intel drop? Should we start here and then go from there?
I'm down for that.
All right. Context. Parasite decided to drop a bit of intel that shocked the world, and we're going to watch a little bit about it.
Roster.
Oh, this audio is very quiet. Very quiet. Here you go. Make that work. Bang.
Was Vivid, Slasher, Lynn.
Really good.
Yo, Pat, I got a question.
Uh-oh.
All right. In a hypothetical world, what would you have thought if the RØKKR's roster was Vivid, Slasher, Linz, and Dylan Rex? What would you have thought of that roster? Like on paper?
It would have been 100 times better than this roster that they have right now.
All right. Well, just that probably could have happened. It didn't.
It could have
Just
happened.
saying.
What is that, intel?
Is that a leak?
That is intel. I'm mind blown that this happened.
So what happened to that roster, Chris?
So when I look at this,
I mean, it was didn't happen.
So Austin instead of Lamar, upgrade. That's a pack a punch. Dylan.
Okay. I'm not trying to hear Patty P give his fucking opinion right now. Don't care. Okay. So Slasher, Dylan Rex, Linz, Vivid, Rab, Trey, your opinions I want to hear. What do we think about that team?
Ina's fucking fuming.
Ina dog is fuming. I actually think I saw her on Twitter today yapping about this. I ain't gonna lie.
Ina heard that and fell to her knees in the nearest Walmart. I cannot believe my ears.
All the 12 cans of Diet Coke in her hands just went falling to the floor, and she just fell to the
12, more like 1,200.
Yeah, 1,200.
No
12
BS.
pieces.
I
mean, that's a pretty radical departure if they were to have made that move, right? Because that's basically blowing up the full team. Everyone's gone. Vivid's back, sure. A change that, to be honest, I don't think they should have made in the first place, Standy for Vivid. I mean, I've made that very clear at the time that I didn't think Standy Linz was going to work. And look, if they'd have done this, all I'm saying is it's the Standy you drop in buff. Like, I've got no problem with Standy, but we talked about it with Vegas, we talked about it with Toronto, and I said it at the time when they picked up Standy that the masterclass play was to get rid of him towards the end of the season, bring someone back in, potentially Vivid, and take the guaranteed improvement. And not like it's Standy's fault, it's just I don't think it's working with Linz. And Linz has obviously shown promise at the start of the season. I don't think it really makes sense to get rid of him. I like that idea in terms of the SMG side, but obviously it's a full blow it up bringing in Slasher and Rek. So, I mean, I must imagine that this was in relatively serious discussions to be this kind of concrete, because it's not like, oh, they were going to drop Lamar for Slasher. It's like they were going to get Slasher, Rex, Vivid, and then keep Linz. So, no, I ain't going to lie. I prefer that team to what they currently got.
It's... All right, Trey, you want to go first before I talk? Because I'm going to be in a yap session right now. Go ahead. If you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, that team would have been better, wouldn't it?
Okay. All right. That's all he got from me. Okay, all right.
I mean, listen. Before you start, all right, let me just say this: they
right.
don't look good. They don't look good. There's not a bit in their game that looks good.
You're talking about current RØKKR. You're talking about current RØKKR.
Yeah, current RØKKR.
Okay.
Current RØKKR, they don't look good. All right, you told me they were going to be an S&D team. They're not an S&D team. You told me they got a NYSL in them. They don't got a NYSL in them. I don't think they've got a fucking series winning them, in my opinion.
They won a series.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though. Potato. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
They're not a very good team. It's the pacing. It's just the pacing. That's all it is. There's nothing. It's not that they're not good players. It just don't work.
All right. So this roster. Let's start with the Parasite roster. Let's start with this first. Slasher, Dylan Rex, Linz, and Vivid. On paper, I think it looks good because of right now, a lot of people are looking at this RØKKR team and are just generally saying you could put almost any 4 players on paper and they would be like, oh, it's probably better than this RØKKR team because they've been underperforming extremely. Last Major and Major 2, Major 1 as well, they were taking top teams to the edge and then losing the series, which, again, I've been one to give them credit for. But if you can't close out, Boston Breach have taken a bunch of teams to Game 5 and don't close out, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I will just add that ounce in there. Slasher, Dylan Rex, Linz, Vivid. I think you come into another problem with the rookies again. You have Dylan Rex and Linz. I don't know if Slasher's going to have a great time playing with rookies again. Clearly, he's had some issues with other rookies. Maybe he has another issue again. So will that team work? On paper, it looks nice because of KDs and stuff, but I don't know if it actually works with personalities. And what Slasher's biggest complaint of the year was, essentially, was rookies not knowing how the game is played on that kind of level. Now, RØKKR currently, oh yeah, and I will say this roster also does look kind of slow in general as well, just in general. Okay, you guys give me this fraud alert face. I hate it. I can't stand it, man. They're typing on a side chat somewhere doing this face. I hate it. Current RØKKR, okay? Let's talk current RØKKR squad right now. go to the Seattle Surge one because that's clearly what everyone's on is on everyone's mind. Okay. Yeah, it's not looking great. Overall, against Seattle, the 6-star was really close up to about 150. Once Seattle hit that, then they kind of ran off with it towards the end of the game. But the first 4 hills, Minnesota got broken, having control of the hills. They essentially got broken, and with full setups got broken and then just reset. There's some issue with this team when it comes down to, I think more than anything, is pace and comms. Pacing, someone is moving too slow and just not getting to the hill. Because if you really watch, on the flank, if anyone watched yesterday, they really took a watch. They really looked, and they were seeing some of the problems when hardpoint. It just seems like someone's lingering somewhere they shouldn't be and just not getting.
So 4 of them.
Well, agree. I know someone's just lingering too slow and just not getting to the point because they had hill control 3 out of 4 of the first hills, but then get broken. The S&D again up to a around 11, where in that I just see them discombobulated at the end. Did you guys watch back the round 11 clips? Did you watch it back, Rem? Did you watch it back, Trey, on Twitter?
I've seen it. I seen a boozer.
No, I didn't. I think I was asleep.
That 1v1.
No, well, it's like Standy. Yeah, Standy gets left in a 1v2, but before that, there's like some discombobulation with the ARs and what they're doing. I don't know. Again, it's something with communication. Someone just not like
discombobulation.
Someone's just first time you ever heard.
Word. I like it.
You never heard that word before? Come on, man. I
No,
went to college, baby.
Word, but like
graduated.
Let's just use big words to distract us from the fact this team is dog shit.
No, but see, this is the problem though. It's a lot. The issue I have with calling them dog shit is that if you watch them, it's stats versus watching the matches. Everyone gives credit to Seattle for not having great stats, but good teamwork and a good balance of their team and still winning. RØKKR,
this whole team. Whole team is discombobulated.
RØKKR, because of the stats, everyone goes and harps on ass. But then when Seattle has bad stats, no one harps on ass because they come through the dub. How close this series actually was compared to what it resulted in is not. I think is being wrongly assessed. That's the fact of the matter. Now y'all can go ahead and cook me. Go ahead. Chat can cook me. Everyone can cook me. Go ahead.
Honestly.
All right, listen, Ace, I fucking adore you with all my fucking loving heart. All right. I fucking adore you, every bone.
I'm already dead, bro. I'm already dead right now, bro. I don't want this.
Right. You just said the first 4 hills and hardpoint were close, so that means this series doesn't show at all. They lost 250 to 159. That's pretty fucking poor.
The second half was bad.
S&D, yeah, for sure. 6-5, whatever. You know, 6-5, still lost. 3-0 to control. Not a single player positive. Their slowest, a slow sub player has more damage than their slow AR players.
What are you talking about? The hardpoint?
No, overall.
Oh, overall, yeah.
Overall, their sub player, Linz, who is a slow sub player, has more damage than accuracy and gunless.
But Trei, they've got the new hardpoint strategy they unveiled this weekend. They decided that they were going to run it back because they were going to deploy their new strategy that Ben J and Asim talked about on stream. I don't know what.
Is there a clip of this?
Ace? Like, it's towards the end of one of the flank episodes.
Fill me in. Just fill me in. Just fill me in. It's okay.
But Ben said that he got a text from someone saying that RØKKR were going to blow it up, but then they decided after a conversation that they were going to stick it out. I think it's 34 minutes into the flank episode titled Black Ops 6 will save COD, based on my notes that I took. But
36? 36? 36?
I had 34 minutes down.
Revive Gamer said Ben talked to Gunless.
Okay, Ben talked to Gunless, and Gunless said they're not going to blow it up. They're going to stick with the roster because they are
if the RØKKR's roster
deciding to do a new hardpoint strategy, which obviously worked really well against Seattle Surge
34?
and well done against Boston Breach. Yeah, 34 minutes.
But it's
somewhere in that.
This is in Boston Breach versus LAD.
Oh, it's not this flank episode. It's the one before.
It's one before.
The one titled Black Ops 6 something.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Like, the problem is that we've talked about this with Lamar before. After the last year on Seattle Surge, I thought Lamar was probably just going to go into coaching but he got the opportunity on this team, and he played well for the first stage alongside Awakening. But the time is coming. I don't know if it's coming now. I don't know if it's coming at the end of the season. But like Lamar's time on this team and in professional play surely can't be here forever. Like, it's just got to be said. It ain't working well with Gunless now. Maybe bring back a Big Wake and it's going to work. But like, Accuracy's a phenomenal player. Super underrated for, I think, a large part of his career. What he's done as a leader. The fact that he even got this like team with Minnesota, they got top 4 this season, I think is super commendable, because, you know, lots of people would clown on Accuracy for years. But it's got to be said, this guy gets these opportunities for a very good reason. But, you know, at some point, the performances just aren't good enough as far as I'm concerned. And look, it seems like RØKKR were ready to bite the bullet and make the move, but someone had a conversation with someone and it didn't happen. So you got to think.
These rosters are terrible.
And that,
what the hell
we'll
is
see
going
what it
on in
does
that camp?
of note, and then we'll see what they. A very large team conversation on the weekend of the event, and have decided to kind of stick and move.
Oh, here it is.
Note,
I found
and then
it.
we'll see what
34.
they.
Yeah.
All right, we'll listen.
We'll listen to this, and I have a response to the Accuracy BS you just spewed right now. I have a response to that.
Just sort of trying to get some kind of strong finish to sort of end the season.
Oh, sorry. The volume's probably quiet for everyone. Sorry about that. Chat. My bad, everyone watching. I will get it up for you because it is. I'll get it up for you. That's so wrong.
Season of.
All right.
To the ball.
What? Rab, don't you look at me with that dumb face here.
That's something. Look, Mike is obviously a great search player. I agree with you on that. We'll see what it does for the respawn, but this is just sort of trying to get some kind of strong finish to sort of end the season of note, and then we'll see what they do long term. I am very surprised to your point that Minnesota, who apparently had a very large team conversation on the weekend of the event and have decided to kind of stick and move forward. Surprised they didn't really make a change. Thieves apparently thought about it and didn't pull the trigger on it. So, yeah, I'm surprised only one of the sort of 3 teams I expected ended up actually rotating out.
I'm sorry. Like, there's a couple of teams and a couple of players on these teams.
Is that about it, Rab? Was that all they really discussed? Is just the team discussion type thing they said? Is that about it, or is there more to it?
He goes on to talk about the whole new hardpoint strategy, but there wasn't really much that was said apart from just like they're unveiling this new hardpoint strategy, and then he texted it to the group, and they were like, what is this?
Okay.
About?
But speaking on the accuracy take you had, and I know the community has. It seems like every week people like to say Lamar is great, or say he had a good series or good, versus he's shit. It's very like, it's black and white when it comes to him. There's a reason, and it's a if you could think about it, you just got to think about it for a second. Why is he put on teams? You know, why do teams continually take the chance to put him on a roster and see what he can do? It's because he can build up talent. Would Linz be as successful early on in the season if it wasn't for Lamar? You can debate that yourself, but I don't think so. Would you know, you could talk about Sib and Pred. Would they be as professional and as well seasoned rookies and players as they are now if it wasn't for leadership? I don't know. I know some people are going to say that's cheese, but now you're looking at them now when they're on different teams and fast forwarding. But there is a value that he brings, especially when it comes to young talent, that is unmatched. And if you watch a series, like if you actually watch these series back in the situations, you actually watch the RØKKR match. I know our board, you know, our Yawn Fest. I know it's not the top one to watch, but he plays well. Then at some point they get cooked, and his KD suffers because he's just running at shit. And that's the honest fact of matter.
You can't argue with the brick wall, can you, Trey? You know what I'm saying?
No, I just started crying. Jay Smith goes, "Here we go, lads. 720 no scope on it incoming."
720 no scope? I don't even get it.
Yeah, 720 no scope on it incoming. He's like, D-riding.
Yeah. D-riding to insane levels.
Jeez. See, I wish I was D-riding, but I'm not.
All right, so I'll speak on this because I've teamed with Lamar. Lamar has made me a better player. Lamar did make me a better player. Lamar needs people around him that run. I'm not saying Lamar's a bad player. Do I say Lamar needs to be dropped? Lamar can be on a successful team. He just needs players that run in front of him. This team he has now does not run in front of him. This team holds his pockets like it's like we're in an episode of Prison Break, right? Lamar is a consistent, you know, he won't fry every series. That's a given. I've teamed with Lamar. He made me a better teammate. I'm just telling you, like, that's facts. He needs people that are going to run in front of him. If they were going to blow it up, they needed to replace Standy and Gunless, if that's what they were going to do, and just put in people that are just going to sprint. That's what he needs. If they can't do that, then yeah, they just need to blow it up. All 4 of them just get it gone, get it done and dusted. Linz can probably stay, but even Linz hasn't had a good end. Like, Linz hasn't played well since, honestly, the OpTic choke. That's we go back to that, but he hasn't played well since the OpTic choke. That's where this team is right now. And I'm gonna be real, if your team's thinking about blowing it up and you have to text a group chat and like you're gonna stick, you guys should have just blew it up anyway, because the whole like thinking about should we drop these players, it's already chalked at that point. You gotta bite the bullet, be done and dusted with it. It don't work like that.
I want to add one last final point before I move on from this and we can go on. Major 3, highest damage and hardpoint accuracy. Even though low KD alongside Standy, highest damage output, most objective time. Again, it's when you actually...
That's his job.
To put damage in?
Yeah, the slow AR, yeah, that's his goddamn job.
On which team is the slow AR getting the highest damage across the league?
In my opinion, bro, I don't feel like there's no one's playing as slow as these motherfuckers.
No, that I agree with 100%. Their pacing is dog shit. I'm not disagreeing
Lamar
there.
should have the highest damage on this team.
Over Linz?
Over a sub player? Yeah, sure.
I mean, let's go back to Major 2. Major 2 was Reese, actually. Major 1, Linz. So, I mean, the biggest issue with this team to me is team construction. As we have Steve in the chat saying, it's construction. You need a fast player in front of him. You need some quicker pacing on this team. I think it's pacing. I don't think it's individual players. Everyone's looking for a scapegoat on every team, right? Like Purge was a scapegoat on Legion. You drop Purge, the team didn't do magically better. The scapegoat here is Lamar, but I genuinely doubt you drop him individually. You just drop Lamar. You put on, let's say, Slasher. How much better does this team get? I don't think they get that much better, and that's my honest truth.
In my opinion, most teams in the league don't have 2 slow AR players. They don't even have 1 slow AR player, right? Dashy and Kenny, for example, both of them sprint around when they need to. Drazah and Cell, fuck me, do I even need to say anything else about that? Scrappy and Insight, yeah, Insight's a slow AR player, and they're kind of feeling it in some aspects. But Scrappy does enough damage for 2 people alone. So he's fine on that aspect. And you look at the other teams too. You know, Abuser, 04, like these motherfuckers are just running around, like doing things. I don't think 04. I don't know if like 04 is like running AR or anything like that. But even like Pred joins in the action with the boys. You know, they're running around like in unison. Like this.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think it's accuracy's fault.
No,
no. There is one thing that's accuracy's fault,
It's just
I'm gonna this. So everyone's saying cousin cheese, but there's one thing that's accuracy's fault. It's S&D. His production S&D compared to previous years when that was his thing, Iceman, you know, shining, getting kills, he would help out a lot more. His S&D this year has been, I think, very shaky. After the first team blew up, his S&D since then, 0.66 Major 3, 0.76 Major 4, and actually 0.64 for Standy. But I think Lamar's S&D, where he was never a liability, it's kind of flipped this year, where at hardpoint now, he's the damage guy, offering you damage in hardpoint, but now in S&D become a liability. That's the one thing where I will say, truthfully, I don't know what's going on there, but that has to fix quickly for Lamar. Like that, his S&D shit needs to be fixed up quick.
I will say, whoever decided this roster must have been on some heavy papans. To make a roster this slow is impressive.
I cannot believe they did it again, man. Like, we were saying they did it at the time, and I'm like, that's what I'm saying again. Like, sure, accuracy search has been bad, and individually it's not been great, but just like, when this team was formed, it was just doomed to be terrible.
Is that not what we said? Is that not what we said?
Yeah, of course we said that. Anyone with a brain said that. I just don't understand. Like, what are we doing here? The thing is, like, are they going to blow it up again? Like, I got a couple of tweets that Ace have just chucked in the chat from Linz.
All right. Oh yeah, these Lens tweets. Yep.
Bro, Linz has been moving cryptic recently. I can't lie.
He'd be gifts and shit. Like he be doing some.
But I'm like, look,
shit.
if they were considering making this big change for Slasher, Rex, Linz, and Vivid, they've now come into the first weekend. They've scraped a Game 5, Round 11, or whatever it was against Boston, who are clearly still terrible. And then they've got slammed out by Seattle. It's like, well, if you were nearly going to make that move before, and you've got behind you Vegas making a move, Gorillas potentially making a move, Ravens potentially making a move, and they're all getting very close to you in the point standings. It's like, you know, is it time to make a move now? The thing is for Linz is that he was the only player that was due to get kept from the original team if that Slasher Rex Linz thing was going to be true. So it's like, why are they dropping him now? That would make no sense. So I'm pretty sure he's not getting dropped. There's probably something else, but it's like something might be happening in Minnesota again.
Well, this was my point. You don't speak about team changes and then don't make team changes.
You don't speak about team changes, but they did.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, they were already thinking about making a change. Just make the fucking change, because everyone know, like the people that are gonna get dropped know they're gonna get know they were on the chopping block. So it's like now they're just.
The morale's changed the team. The whole thing, the whole personality of the team is different.
Like, it's like fucking, you know, if someone said to you like, so a team comes in, it's like, right, listen, if we don't do well this event, like we're chalking up the team.
I see what you're saying.
Like you're gonna go in there differently, same as like going in there, right, boys? We're gonna chalk up the team. You know, fucking Lamar, Pierce, Standy, you were gonna get dropped for 3 other players, but you know what? We're gonna stick out for these 3 matches, see what's happening. No, they're already gonna be pissed off. They're already gonna be like, all right, well, it's fucking chalk then.
Going to this Linz tweet, specifically this laughing emoji, I think there was a split kind of understanding, again, from some people in the community that this was him being dropped. I saw it as a response simply to that flank clip of the proposed team that they had. That's what I read it as, but then I guess some people were saying, oh, did Linz get dropped? But then he has a follow-up. It's so funny how he does this, by the way. I'm still in, by the way, just playing some ranked, and then links his Twitch, just like right after. W promotion, honestly. Promotion out of Linz.
I mean, maybe you just finished watching the, you know, Kai Cenat and Kevin Hart stream and found it funny and, you know, thought you'd do some, you know, crime and laughter faces.
His W promo out of Linz just to get his views up, you know, cryptic tweet.
Yeah, this is good
Twitch,
marketing. Honestly.
Yeah, good Twitch link right there. I kind of love it.
On the end of it, on the end of this saga though, they do need to change.
Right? You think before the end of Major 4?
They need to fucking change quick.
I don't think they're making champs for this 4.
I don't know.
They need to change quick.
Let's look at their before we finalize this and move forward. Let's look at their upcoming matches and then we'll move on from Minnesota.
Because I know the scrims ain't going well. That's a given.
Here we go.
They got to be getting ran through.
We got Miami, OpTic, New York, Toronto, and Vegas. God damn, that's a tough closer. Miami, you know, this is honestly probably one of the toughest ending schedules that they have left.
Looking like an 0-5 to me.
Looking like 2 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3 is it? Okay.
No, I'm saying Miami and Legion are the only two. I mean, the 2 options. These 3 are going to be some
back. We'll see.
Crazy upsets if it happens. New York, maybe again. They've had success. Major 1 against New York. They've had some close matches against New York. It's possible, but tough.
Right. So
very
tough.
Let
me say this. Yes, they have had close matches, not with this team.
Yeah, it might be right.
Boston don't count.
Yeah, I'm not looking at Boston. Major 2.
Thieves 3-2. Listen, this team, they don't play any teams close. They're not a good team. It's just 4 players that don't work well with each other. That's how it is. You can try and paint it a different color if you really want to. It's brown for shit. It's just it just ain't good. The 4 players don't work well together. It's too slow for this game, and they need to make it. They need to make a change.
Absolutely. Let's jump ahead. Let's jump ahead now to Boston. We
got to mention them quickly.
Yeah, let's go to Boston very quick. Guys, God damn. Speaking of tough scenes,
All
speaking
I'm
of
saying is
hardships, this is it.
I know someone they need. They got to do it.
Who do they need?
It's time for the big man. Doug turns to Martin. He's got to come in. There's no other solution. Look, Doug, as the de facto general manager of this franchise, he drops a player that was dropping a 0.8 in Pentagram. He brings in a player dropping a 0.7 in Major Maniac. So you got to think that Doug might be the man. I mean, look, Major was brought in to win them search and destroys. I know that it's early days with this iteration of the roster, but it's clearly still the same shit. Like, the way they threw that game 5 against RØKKR was just embarrassing. They did the same shit. Up 5-4 in the... yeah, actually, Beans does look wide as fuck on there, I'm not gonna lie.
Why they made Beans look like a fucking...
Yeah, why does Beans take up the entire fucking screen here?
Hey, look at that one. He's looking like the... Oh shit,
bro! That edit is crazy.
Motherfucker looks like the green wall himself. He took up the whole wall.
I guess I finished one point. Like, they brought in Major to win them searches, and then they still did the same shit up 5-4 against RØKKR, where they just ran away one by one and all died. It was like so tragic. And then they lost the round 11 and got slapped out of the next series they played. So it's still embarrassing for Boston. They are still terrible.
There's still one common factor that's there, Rab. That's, you know, Slasher couldn't win him S&Ds. Major Maniac can't win him S&Ds. What the fuck?
It is chalked.
Yeah, I mean, they had the series against RØKKR, but I think this LET series is a little bit more telling of where they're at. So let's dive into some of the stats from this. You know, they get smoke showed Vista. They get smoke showed on Rio. It's kind of close, but not really. High-rise smoke show. Beans and Snoopy going positive. Major having a really tough series of 0.64. We kind of know about Major just from past experience that his respawns is where he kind of suffers. Is Boston gonna get a win by the end of this major with this team?
All right, just for a fun fact, Boston have not won a series in 3 months.
Yeah, let's have a look at their last series win, by the way, because was Slasher still there when they won their last series?
Major 2 qualifiers, yeah.
Just don't look how red it is. It is fucking insane.
Major 2 qualifiers, I think, is Slasher. Yep, it's Slasher. So major 2 qualifiers, just to be clear, they had 3 wins with Slasher. They had Carolina, Minnesota, and Seattle, and then they took OpTic to a 2-3. Yeah, they actually had some level of success, and they started, I think they started in winners, actually.
Yep, they started in winners.
With Slasher. Crazy.
And then their last series win, I think Slasher had an unbelievable series too.
Oh, the one in Seattle with Seattle?
I don't even think Slasher could have wished for it to go quite this well. Like, he leaves and they literally lose every single series.
1.48. 1.48 for Slasher.
This is like this is what RCE's hoped Seattle had.
Yeah.
But this just makes Boston, you know, I don't know why they're doing these roster changes. These roster changes have been terrible. I don't know who's running it over there. Well, I do know who's running it over there. You'll find out shortly. Not on this show, but you'll find out in the off season. These roster changes, they just ain't it. They bring in Ben. Listen, Ben Beans deserves to be in the league, whether it's on this team or on a different team or anything like that. He is by far, you know, a top AR player, and that's not EU cheese, and it's not friendship cheese either, because I don't speak to any of these players. I don't speak to Ben like it's, you know, if I see him, I'll dap him up, whatever like that. But I don't speak to him. You guys know how good he is. You see it. He's a guaranteed control win. Things have got to be said. You know, they're bringing in S&D players to win S&Ds, and we're not winning S&Ds. Just clearly that was the same shit when Slasher was here. Slasher is my all-time favorite. Slasher to me is the best S&D player that's ever played COD. Yeah, that's what he is to me. In retrospect of like CDO esports, CWO. And I'm not talking about these money eights or anything like that. I'm strictly talking like league-esque player, best S&D player in the league. If you couldn't win with Slasher, there's a bigger issue there. That's all I'm going to say.
But also, if Major doesn't fix it either, I mean, this is the point that we're making, right? That this is the attempt to try and prove that there's some sort of potential here. But if they still can't figure out a way to win a search and destroy, because they ain't making champs, so you've got to consider they have 5 more matches this season, then they have the major, and that's it for them. Like it's all over at that point. So they have probably 6 games.
No. Got
to
Capsidal.
figure out.
Yeah, I saw Capsidal in the chat.
What the hell are they doing
Capsidal.
next year? Yeah, you got to think, Cavro. You got to think.
But this is my point, yeah, Rab. I mean, even go to Boston Breach's Twitter. I mean, Jesus Christ.
They've joked it up.
They done a tweet about like jokes on you guys. We're practicing for Black Ops 6. Like, motherfucker, like, can you guys apologize for how shit you've been?
Their record, by the way, is so bad. Let me find this tweet real quick from Money Hill Stats.
There it is.
Like, their stats are literally worse than you thought.
Can you guys apologize to the fans that have like been supporting you all season for how bad you've been?
This Carolina cook, by the way, is amazing. Damn, you'll definitely get 11th next season then. Fucking hell. Carolina got him. You've been in the league 2 years longer than us?
Honestly, I promise you, if you told me Boston Breach would be the worst organization in the CDL, like points-wise, I would have told you were smoking meth.
Yeah, it didn't look like that way at the start of the season. Here's another tweet. Hey, so you just bring this one up because...
Throw it in?
Oh, there's a...
The Money Hill, the Money Hill one?
Yeah, Money Hill stats one.
Or don't you said
feature in it for my boy. No, it's because I was looking at one of the teams that was the worst in the league, and I was just having a think.
Is Trei?
If you
Trei
look
on
at
it?
this shit.
Oh no, is Trei on it? Trei might be on it.
Nah. Well, he went on it for that long.
You're muted, Trei.
Nope, that was Modern Warfare 2. They dropped me after a decent start, to be fair. We started off 2-0.
Exactly. He
Took him
wasn't
4
really
months to
part
get a
of
win.
this. But apart from Paris, with the 8%, I like how Paris went back-to-back here. It's kind of typical. But Boston so far are like comfortably the second worst team we've seen like in the history of the league, which is quite impressive given the amount of money they've spent. Like if you look at these other teams, Gorilla's year 1 spent money for sure, and they were trash. But like the people making those decisions back then, and even today, were just completely delusional. And Aches finessed them for like $500,000 or whatever it was, and he played for like 2 months. And then we got the Paris.
It's kind of typical. I can't lie.
Then he bought a GTR. That's my goat right there. That's my next defiant goat. Give me rank play, little bitch.
High aura player. Couple of Parises. Ravens are in there. Obviously, you were on the Supermax Trei at the start of last season, but they didn't pay the rest of the players as much. And then Boston, shit in the bed. 2-23 though is crazy. I could lie.
Hang on, wrap it back. Supermax.
Yeah. I know Ravens got that cash for you.
If I'm the guys,
I was on the min.
Oh fuck! Listen,
actual min though, for real. Actual min.
I was on the min in Vanguard. Well, I was on below min in Vanguard, and then
How do you wait? Time out. Stop. How are you on below min? How does that work?
Because when I signed my contract, they refused to pay me the 2 months I signed for prior because they were like, oh, if he doesn't get his visa. So when I got my visa, they didn't backtrack my pay, so I deemed it as below min because I didn't get paid 2 months I was signed.
Cheap bastards! They really running pockets out here.
Right, these guys like need to be.
Listen. But if I'm Boston Breach, right? We're talking about Boston Breach, worst team in history and all that. If I'm Boston Breach, I'm going outside Slasher's window. Jude box up. Baby, come back. I need you back with me. I'm out there screaming and yelling his name, whatever farm he is in Northern California. I'm throwing livestock at him. I'm bringing rice to the wedding. We got to get you back. Honestly, at this point too, Priesta's role switch is tough. I do think he's going to get better as time goes on in the role, but you kind of need immediate results. It might be. I mean, their chances are already pretty much done. 1-2%. It's pretty much over.
Bro. I'm sorry, bro. Why are you role swapping towards it? Like, bro, you're desperate. You're desperate at this point. Nah, you're not even desperate, bro. You're killing your stock. You don't need to do that. You don't need to change to a sub. You don't need to. I know. You know. Listen, the chance of you making champs was so low. There was no point in role swapping when you were comfortable for the year. Now you've put yourself on a sub that you have not played all year and just running and running and running and running. This is a stock hurter.
And his stats have gotten worse too. To add, like it's actually literally he's looked worse with running a sub too. So
of course he has, bro. Because now he's got Major Maniac, who's slow. He's got Ben Beans, who gets the spots quick, and he's an aggressive player, but you know, still deemed slow. Snoopy's left him for fucking dust. Like, this change. I don't know who condoned it, and then who said Priest to go on a sub. Priest should have went on a sub Major 2 when Asim was still there. That's GM Trei was making plays. Let me tell you, GM Trei would have had Boston at champs.
To be honest too, if they all the pieces that Boston has, the money they have, again, this roster it could have been genuinely. It could have been like you could say Beans, Slasher, Capsule, Snoopy. You could say Slasher, Preston, Asim, Capsule. You know, there were so many iterations of this roster potential that could have really worked, pacing wise, team wise, balance. And again, they had some success with Slasher, so like there was so much potential with this team for it to go just down the drain so badly.
If I'm making a team with the players that I had, I'm taking Beans, Slasher, Preston, Snoopy. Putting Preston on a sub, Snoopy there with him. Beans is a guaranteed control win. Preston's actually really smart on a sub, and Austin let it go. The GOAT. S&D's gonna win there. That's the team I'm doing. Yeah, I know you're dropping the fucking, you know, Snoopy, whatever like that. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to win.
I would
GM
if
Trei,
it's earlier in the year.
GM Trei would have these at 6th right now. Let me tell you that.
If it was earlier in the year, when I watched matches, I could tell that Snoopy was a little bit confused with what's going on. I would have preferred Capsule over Snoopy in that regard. But now, if we were to do this now, I would have Snoopy in this roster right now because he's actually looked a lot better. So I'll give him his credit. I'll give credit where credit's due.
For sure, for sure. But you go back to Major 2 when I said what they should have done was, you listen to that right there and then. I'm telling you, trust the process.
I'm just wondering, like, how many players of these 4 are still going to be there in the off-season? Because it, as I said last time, like, it's no more than 2, especially after this weekend's results.
I disagree.
Like,
3 of them are going to be there.
You think they're going to keep 3 of these guys?
You said, I think you meant the league in general. I didn't know you meant Boston. Okay, Boston
no,
too.
On this Boston team. Yeah, I mean, on paper, you think they're keeping Beans and Soupy +2, but it's like, even at that point, if you cannot prove in these last 6 or so games they're going to play that there's any way of making those 2 work, you've tried Slasher, you've tried Major. Obviously, Slasher and Beans were never there at the same time, so, you know, like, they should have tried that, but whatever. Unfortunately, we don't make the decisions.
I mean, the vibes are going to be down, right?
It's got to be chalked, but, like, at least they've recognized that. I just wonder what the mentality was, because to me, coming into this stage, Major was talking and the team was talking, oh, you know, we can still make champs. We're just going to win all these games. We can make the run to champs and, you know, get top 4 of the major and then we're going to make it and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, ain't happening. And now clearly it's not happening. So all of a sudden they look just, I mean, after the loss to RØKKR, it seemed like they just checked out against Thieves because it's like, well, now it's chalked. We've been hyping ourselves up. We're going to make it and now we're not making it anymore. So now we're just lost. Whereas if they came in with the mentality of like, we weren't going to make it anyway, let's just try and do as best we can, then they might have even been better off. But maybe they're just trash regardless.
Well,
probably true.
What wasn't there a thing that was said that like, yeah, they're just going to go into this because there's no pressure?
Yeah, that was from the podcast I did with Major, basically saying that they kind of already saw how difficult it was to make this run. They were going to obviously attempt to make the run. But as we, you know, 1-2 matches, these 2 matches being lost down their percentage chance to 1% to make champs. 1% is losing.
Less
than 1%. Like, damn, son.
This is my point. All right, you're lying when you say you ain't got any pressure on you.
Why do you think that?
Because you need every point to win. You need to win every single game to win champs. That's pressure.
But if we're being realistic here, do you think Boston thinks they're making champs right now, or even at the start of the stage? No. Even the start of the stage, do you think they thought they were going to make it?
Prior, you have all the hope to make champs. That's my point.
When?
No, I'm saying prior to when they pick up Major Maniac, that's when they're like, oh shit, like now we need to win every single game to make champs. It is still doable. Hard task for sure, but everyone there still not like miracles happen. Miracles happen. You need every 10 points to win. Do I think we're gonna make it? No, fuck no, I didn't. But those players right there believe they could.
You're right. Okay.
So to say you're going in there with no pressure is crazy. Like, you're not going there fun and games. Now it's fun and games.
I mean,
it's fucked.
It's not even fun and games. It's fighting for a reason for you to remain in the league, because you got to be. We all have to be honest. This is Major Maniac's probably either going to be his last stint, or this time on Boston is going to give teams a reason to want to pick him up in the future, whether as a main player or as a sub.
As of right now, how many matches do they have? Like 5 matches left.
Let's you go to their upcomings. Yeah, they got 5 matches left, and they're not particularly easy matches.
They've got 5 matches left to fight for a spot, and with the way it's been this year, Major Maniac's got 5 matches to fight for a spot. Beans, to me, solidified. He's going to be in the league next year. If you don't pick up Beans, you're a moron. The rest of them, you ain't solidified. Even Snoopy's not solidified unless like he's on the Boston fucking project still. That's just the way it is to me.
He will be, but like
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying though. You got 5 matches to prove why you should be in the league.
Agreed. I don't know. So even if they win all 5, I'm looking at the standings. If they win all 5 of them, they get to 100 points, which is still 20 points below LAG, who are in 11th and 10th Legion and 9th. They need to get 5 wins and 2 wins at the major, basically. Either
because that doesn't even work because all these teams play each other, so they're gonna go at points anyway.
So like the bare minimum you're gonna need is 150 potentially, but more than likely 160 or 170.
So it's 5 wins. So they need to get literally 5 wins online and 3 wins out of losers. That's 45 points to even be in the thought process.
Yeah, they got to be top 4 at the major, if not top 3. It obviously ain't happening.
Yes,
it's not because it's impossible, because if you can calculate it to where other teams are now, but they all play each other, so they're all gonna keep increasing 10 points, 10 points, 10 points.
Right,
so it's chalked.
Right, 100% it's chalked. But that's my point. The only constellation prize for Boston right now is solidify your spot in the league. Play selfishly. Play for kills. If you guys lose 0-3 anyways, at least end your 0-3 near a 1.0. Stand out in a certain game mode. If you're major, you need to be piecing in search. Win a couple searches, prove your spot, prove your value. Snoopy's on the fucking Boston Breach blood contract, so he's good. He's stuck. Priesta, I don't know. Priesta, I think Priesta kind of gets a slight kind of accuracy treatment where recency bias is so bad with him. Every week it's Priest's ass, Priest's dog shit. But then he plays well and it's Priest's back. He's good. He's world champ. He gets kind of like that flip-flop mentality, which I don't understand. Again, the only player on this roster that's fighting for the spot, I think, is Major Maniac. I think everyone else is going to be in the league next year, guaranteed 100%.
Let's talk about Ravens.
Yeah.
Because what's going on with these boys?
I predicted it. I predicted it. Bruh, I didn't do it in my COD predictions, but I literally said it. They're going to lose the first game to LAG because of the pressure.
And to be fair, when the pressure was on, because they had their chances, they bloody bottled it. They went game 5, they choked. I think they went up 2-1, didn't they? They lost the hard point, and then they just don't understand this team, man. The weird thing is that for a guy like Clay, I think he's played perfectly fine, but no joke, TJ has been more impactful in the last month and a half than Gwyn has on this roster. TJ's genuinely been really good for this team. I think he is, honestly, with his performance, kind of solidified his spot in the league somewhere next year. And it's just very interesting timing that right when Ravens need to start really picking up these victories, Fellow's playing better, Clay's dropping high damage that he always does, TJ's playing well, but their star man really is meant to be Gwyn on the SMG, and he's not delivered the last couple of series. He actually talked about it on Twitter that he's playing the worst COD that he's played, he's struggling with confidence, and it's this point in the season, like it's a concern, right? Because sure, we looked at the numbers the other day. He's got a 1.1 online this season compared to a 1.0 flat on LAN, which is a differential. But you know, you've got to be
curse him?
in the. I think you may have cursed him, Trey.
Because I was saying he's their online hard carry.
He's I mean fuck online hard carry. He's just been their general hard carry for points throughout most of the season.
Yeah, that's online, not on LAN.
0.79 though, even his online stage looking like this against New York, and
that's my point. Like my point was he's their online hard carry.
Yeah, without him playing well, I think it's going to be damn near impossible. They've taken teams to the distance, but to get over the hump, he can't be dropping under 0.8s in both series. Lowest damage.
If he's having a rough series online, just fucking chalk it up.
They need the points though, man. They desperately needed the points. I mean, the funny thing is that I still think they're good. This is the thing that annoys me with the Ravens. Like, I actually still think they're good somehow. Like, I still think they are one of the best 8 teams in the league. But they just don't have the points to reflect that. And, like, they play New York again, and they look like they would have going to beat New York at some point. Like, there's only Hydra having 2.0s in both bloody hard points that took them to 5, and they lost the game 5 again. It's like, Ravens come into this week and knowing they need at least 1 victory. They come up with 2 game 5 losses. Yeah, it's brutal. Brutal.
I mean, you know, worst thing to hear is when your teammate, like I've gone on Gun's Twitter right now, Headspace ain't been the best recently and it's showing in gameplay, but ain't making no excuse playing the worst COD of my life. That's not what you want to hear going into, you know, the most important part of the season.
Yeah, I mean, if we assess this, right, if we look at it, do we think it's just new meta? Do we think it's pressure? Because it's actually like, this is crunch time. Do we think it's pressure on a rookie? What do you think? If you could assess as the best, what do you think is going on with Gwyn generally?
I mean, what do you think?
I mean, he said. I mean, he said. I
think it's pressure mostly.
Headspace. He says his headspace ain't been the best. That's obviously something personal going on. You know, I'm not going to talk on that. Usually, when someone says headspace, usually to me that speaks girls, because that's what it was for me. But
Gwyn World slanging D over there in the penthouse and shit. What is this, man? This man's on some different things, huh?
Like this could be just
they got the penthouse now, so I mean,
you know, this could be just a straight up family, personal, anything like that. But playing the worst COD of your life in the next stint of your season, you know, this is the most important part. You know, this is this is road to champs, right? You know.
Well, this is when, I mean, we talked about it earlier in the season, the fact that it felt like at some point Gwyn was effectively going to have the keys to this Ravens team, or was going to get picked up elsewhere, right, and someone else was going to sign him and take him away. That may still happen, but now is the most important part of the season, right? Like, people don't look at Linz the same way now they did at the start of the season, for good reason, because that's a long time ago, right? Like, recency bias is obviously a thing in COD, but to some extent for good reason, because what happens in the last couple of months is more important than what happens 6 months or 2 years ago. So, while it's still relevant, you know how it is. So, yeah, tricky one for these boys, but, I mean, what's their schedule, actually? Just go back to that real quick, Ace.
Upcoming right here. FaZe,
it ain't easy.
Texas, Heretics, Breach to close out. So, you got an easy one at the end, but to get there is a long road.
I mean, to go 0-2 in the way that I did this weekend and to have to play FaZe next, especially like Clay's record against that FaZe trio is just abysmal. I don't know if he's beaten them in a very long time now.
We talk about the FaZe that is, you know, on a redemption arc too.
Yeah, big difference in their
on their search. So it's like, yeah, that's
big difference.
Like a 3-0.
Lower key, this could be I think, as much as I love the boys, like I said, the LAG. You can go watch it back on the last out check we done, or the one prior. I said they were going to lose to LAG, just purely based on pressure alone. Like I don't know. I had a funny feeling, you know, tingle in my balls, you should say. And now, and now they're in the worst spot possible because they needed that LAG win. A New York loss is fine because, you know, you never expected to win there. But that LAG loss, I think that's gonna hurt him bad.
Yeah, that's a blow to confidence. Just like overall, you lose to New York close. Yeah, that's tough. Like one's a stinger and one's a knockout. I think the LAG one is the stinger too. But I would argue the NYSL one, because they got close again, that's like the one that knocks your breath out. That's gonna be there where they look back on. And I don't know if they're going to have the same motivation and drive going to the next week, especially with Gwyn playing kind of poorly. He could bring it back, but what does that mean for the other players on the team? I also want to give praise and shout out to TJ. TJ the entire year has been actually playing very well in comparison to previous years. TJ looks like he's back in form. Don't know what the cause of it is, whether it's just this team, environment, understanding his position maybe in the league now, but TJ has looked completely different. He's one of the best. I would say S&D just very, very good, but a top roster, or even a top half roster of the league, can use TJ to be their glue player, handle their S&D, and yeah, I think next year if TJ is a free agent, some of these top teams should be looking at TJ to improve them, especially in the S&D category.
I think he's more than a glue player now. He's actually been unreal all year.
In Respawns too, he's taken over some maps. Yeah.
Like this is a TJ redemption arc as well.
Yes.
Coming out of, he didn't get picked up, coming out of challenges, I'd say, getting picked up for this Ravens team. And I think he's just revitalized his career, revived it. He will be on a CDO team next year.
Yeah. I think that's my one big highlight here. And Fellow's having a good start to Major 4. There's a lot of redemption arcs happening here. Clay's having to prove himself for the 1,000th time in the league. Everyone's telling him to retire and shit. Like the same thing over and over again. Fellow returns to the league. Everyone telling him kind of the same up and down. He's ass one week. He's good another week. Inconsistencies. Gwyn trying not to fall at the end of the year. And TJ, after the last couple of years being a little lackluster, finally having a resurgence. So, I don't know. If they don't make champs, at least Carolina, I think, can run it back knowing that everyone on the team is going to be in the CDL somewhere. Maybe not together, but everyone's going to have a home on a CDL team, which I think is, it's what you can ask for. It's kind of the best of the worst situation you can ask for. Let's jump ahead, though.
The final game,
I
think, we need to talk about is just this FaZe New York one. Was that what you were thinking about?
Yeah, I was going to jump to New York right now. New York, and then get the FaZe from New York, basically.
Yeah, I think we just really discussed that series in general, just because it was a very interesting one.
Yeah.
Like we've been clowning on Pissmet, but in this series, he weren't getting pissed on. He was doing the pissing.
Yeah,
and
he was.
It's been a little bit of time since we've seen any of that stuff out of the man himself. But he tweeted the other day that he's got to get back to that bulldog mentality, get out of that Pissmet mentality, and it's working for him, right? I mean, this is the first time that we've seen Hydra and Kiz absolutely fry since kind of like last year. But in the same way that when OpTic played FaZe at the start of the Major 3 qualifiers and they had all the chances to win and everything was going their way and they still lost, it's like, if you're New York, you look back at the series and Kismet drops like well over 100 kills with a 1.2. That's like 114 kills is not far off the kill record. Like, this was some juggernaut COD, but they still lost, right? And that's kind of the point here, that they were able to be more competitive with FaZe, certainly in the respawn modes. It was interesting to see that FaZe have clearly worked on their search and destroy. It was a weakness of theirs at the Major. Tupac himself, the coach of the team, comes out and says, yeah, we grinded it, we're back in business for search. But all of a sudden you then look at the respawns and you think, well, maybe FaZe, by working on their search, are now more vulnerable there. But for New York, it's like, what more can you want here? Hydra played well, Kismet absolutely killed it. Abizi didn't have a great series and they still lose. And Selim has been, well, we'll talk about Selim in a second.
I was gonna say Skies is just low damage, low interactions against FaZe. It just can't happen. It just, even Cell, even Cell's got more interaction with. I deem Cell a very slow AR.
Cell, oh god.
Cell's got less damage than Skies, but I feel like Skies needs to be faster with his team. Skies has a very fast team. A very fast team. I feel like Skies lacks the ability to run with them at the same time, which a lot of people, like FaZe, for example, I see them, cohesion, all that type of stuff. I mean, even Sib as well. Sib didn't play bad, but he played bad in the Raven series. I don't know what it is with online with these boys, but you know they've had a good. Like FaZe is like.
Oh, you're back. You're back. You're back.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you froze completely for like maybe 2 seconds. You're good. You're good. No, you're good. You're back. You're back.
It's been crazy.
Kill your point. Let's go. Keep going.
What I was gonna say is that I think New York are like FaZe's like boogie team when it comes down to like online series and stuff like that. Like they always play it close, always. But something online with this New York team, Sib is worse online. I don't know how, I don't know why, but even in his Raven series, I think he had a 0.68. Which, you know, we deem Sib as an absolute shooter. Skies here just didn't keep up with his team. And it showed. New York is just the team that FaZe just can't seem to 3-0 or get rid of. They always come back. They always have a crazy series. I mean, it's good for a watch, but, you know, the New York, they either win it 3-2, lose it 3-2, but it's crazy. Like, it's always a cinema, you know, it's a cinema series.
New York, this New York FaZe series so far has been the match of Major 4 for me, the best one that happened so far. You could talk about the reverse sweep, you could talk about reverse sweeps and all these kind of upsets, but that didn't do it for me. This was quality COD. I think New York actually plays their best Call of Duty when it comes to FaZe. Like, for some reason, they finally all kind of lock it in together. They remember how to play hardpoint. They remember all their strats. Hydra's the best player in the world. I mean, let me just put it out there. Hydra's the best player in the world. His POV is insane to watch. He's absurd with knowledge in game and everything. But the series as a whole was just very entertaining. I think it's quality. It's one of the best ones we're going to see until the Major. Celium had a weird stinker, which I think that was probably the most interesting part of this entirety, that FaZe kept it close, this close throughout, you know, it kept it close in matches when Celium was going negative. So that to me was something that stood out. Drazah is a certified shooter. Guy's unbelievable. 21,000 damage. Again, he's just moving diffy. I mean, I got to give it to him. And then Kismet having a good series is good, which surprises me too with the meta change that he actually played really well, considering, you know, who he's shooting against. I wish we got to see them square up one more time. We didn't have to wait until a Major where potentially we might see them play again. It sucks that we don't get a chance to see that again. But it was quality COD, hard fought, and up until the end, I truly didn't know who was going to win. Like, it was never clear cut at any point. It was the best series that we've had in several months to me.
I'm really looking forward to watching how this Drazah versus, like, not Drazah versus obviously, but this Drazah Celium dynamic continues, because Draz might be the best player on this FaZe team right now. Like, he's playing at an insane level of consistency. He just dropped 47 in that control for the loss. I think it shows as well that there's some players out there in the league, they don't grind like Drazah does. Like, he is the #1 grinder in the league. He plays more COD than anybody. It's been the case since he came into the scene back in MW19 when he was a good player, he was notable, but he wasn't the player that he was from Thieves in Carbor, and then of course the next year on Thieves, and obviously the year after that on Thieves, and then now what we see on FaZe. Like, sure, it's tough to look past Simp maybe in that domain, but Drazah is straight up outshining Celium in the AR category right now, and it means that Celium is all of a sudden, in a couple of series recently, no longer dropping 1.3s. You know, he's even in the negative. And it's probably fine if you're Cell, but I think it's interesting that if Drazah's playing this well, Cell might have to consider changing up his playstyle to some degree, right? Like, does he start getting more hill time, or does he start playing a little bit differently just to adapt to the fact that Drazah's taken over with the AR? Like, it almost becomes a bit of a scrappy insight relationship rather than maybe what it previously was, where Cell's doing most of the slaying in a slower role. So I think there's a few things for FaZe to really dial down here towards the end of the season, because it's the final stint. I think the qualifiers this stage are going to be very interesting, but, you know, it's got to be said that it doesn't look like FaZe have got everything fully under control right now.
Drazah, one more thing about Drazah specifically I want to give him credit for is that he's probably I mean, it's not really arguable. We have the facts and evidence to prove it in BPL and Money 8s, who's streaming. He's the biggest grinder in the league. right? That just puts him ahead of so many players. The flank spoke on it, right? You have Parasite putting up a tweet at just the skill level and all this. I kind of want to react to that a little bit in terms of this roster. These 4 guys probably play the most COD outside of just scrims in the league out of anyone. Drazah being number 1. The difference maker with Drazah from his first year in the league to now is what playing outside of just the scrims can do for you. Drazah's gone from a mid-tier player, and if anyone remembers him early on, you would actually know that he wasn't considered a star. He wasn't considered a top player. He was just good. Then forming himself through a lot of play into now what we know as a star, and as of recently, again, Major 4 starting out looking like a superstar. I absolutely believe that there is a separation that's happened in the league with the grinders and the not grinders. People that take the game serious and don't take it serious. Drazah is the best example of someone who's taking advantage of every opportunity there is outside of scrims to play. S&D 8s, regular 8s when BPL was popping. He's just always down to just game. If you're not going to compete with him, if you're not going to put in the work outside of the game, don't expect to beat the best. Don't expect to be the best or beat the best.
I see a lot of people in the chat saying that the other 3 don't grind. Just because people don't stream doesn't mean they don't play.
Yeah.
Now, they're not playing Chows. Chows are very, I don't think playing Chows makes you better, guarantee. Draz plays Chows, that's his thing. Cell plays a lot of COD outside. Cell plays a lot of COD but doesn't stream. Abizi's streaming right now. Abizi's been streaming pretty much most nights playing ranked play,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the greatest practice all the time, but let's be real. 8s doesn't get played anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Pro 8s don't get played. No one... FaZe probably grinds more than majority of the teams in the game. Just because they don't stream it don't mean they aren't. Now, Simp, on the other hand, I don't know if Simp plays a lot. I'm going to assume he does. Because he's Simp. And obviously he's not just slacking. I just don't know much about Simp. I don't know what he does in his private time. He's got a whole ass house, wife, life, everything going for him. He's set. He's great. But a lot of these players are playing. But I will say that just S&D 8s doesn't make you, that's just Drazah's thing. He's been doing that for years. It was like an illy thing. Some people don't like doing it. To me, it just doesn't make you like a better player for your team because it's when you go play S&D with your team, it gives you like little rat spots and stuff like that and little strats. Like it is extra added like that. But when you go play with your team, it's then CDL team strats, what you've learned as a team. So being that said, I don't think if all 4 of them played S&D Chows, they're going to be the greatest S&D team of all time. I think they just are a good S&D team.
I just want to add one more thing to that as well that I know from the FaZe camp in general, but they watch a lot of VOD. Just a lot of VOD in total. It's not like they don't just scrim and go home. There's a lot of VOD watch, before practice, after. There's more to getting better than just gameplay. So I know maybe the way I stressed it was, you just got to get in the game and grind aimlessly. I'm not referring to that. I'm actually referring to more how Drazah over the last few years, because if you look at his gameplay hours, if you were to compare them in general to other people, it's made a big difference in impact in his career from day 1 CDL to today. He's a completely different player. And then additionally, everyone else is grinding as well. Celium, Simp, Abizi. Someone said we haven't seen a Simp in a 8s lobby ever. No, Simp was definitely playing BPL 8s and stuff as well. Ranked and VOD review are all ways to get better. FaZe aren't just randomly the most consistent team and the most consistent trio we've ever had, basically. It's not without reason. It's not just talent. There's work being put in, hours put in, and gameplay put in, and VOD review put in that makes them so great.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, just because you don't see people streaming it doesn't mean they're not playing.
Yeah, that's like that's like a mistake to think.
Yeah, and also I don't know if it's KJ coming in with a stat. He said he don't know if someone can confirm it, but it's a pretty spot on stat in terms of like if it can be confirmed. Someone can let us know. He said FaZe is undefeated when winning map 2 this year. Apparently, they're 23-0.
When FaZe are
Interesting.
Are what in a map? They're 20.
If FaZe win map 2, they're 23-0.
Damn. So it all comes down to search.
Yes.
That's kind of a wild stat. Truly is a wild stat, to be honest.
Oh, it's going to check, so we're going to get the info soon.
Yeah, so apparently it's already on. Yeah, confirmed. They are 23-0 when they win map 2. So if they win map 2, you're fucking chalked.
Yeah, you're chalked until you're not chalked. Same way the OpTic are 11-0 on sub base and then 10-0 on sub base, 11-0, whatever it was.
You could, you fuck up your own record.
Speaking of OpTic, let's talk about that then. I think that's a good thing to talk about. Generally, we talked a little bit about them when Nero came on, but I think we should go over.
Yeah, well, I guess I want to talk a little bit just about like the way that we got to this point. Okay, they're 3 in Miami. Congratulations, Vicar weren't even there. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah,
again.
no real shocker. Only shocker here to me was that Real had such a sinker series. Just that's the one shocker I had from the series.
Yeah,
it's whatever though. It's again not unexpected for them to not have their starter and get shit on. Not surprised.
Purge did a respectable job.
I mean, I'm just happy Purge got a little bit of moolah. You know what I'm saying? Give my boy bread.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go, baby. Yeah, get paid to play for like 14 days. Probably just play one series. Ain't too bad. Held his own. Played respectably.
Thank you for the gifted Wall World.
That's like fucking that's like 2 racks.
Yeah, not
just
bad.
About?
We take that. It's good work for one series. Like, I mean, what was it? 45 minutes he played. So
fucking if someone wants to whack me in a series to get quick 3-0, I'll take 2 racks.
Well, about three grand an hour. It's a pretty good rate, though. 3 grand an hour to play COD. That's good work out, Purge. But I think this series was the interesting one. Like, obviously, we talked about it from the Vegas side. Oh, Millbeef with the 5 bomb. The 5 tier 1 subs coming through.
That's my goat right there, by the way.
She's going to be buzzing.
Oh,
Millbeef.
Thank you, Millbeef. Appreciate you, brother. Shoo!
Let's go.
Let's get it.
The chat, baby.
That's my boy Mill. I love you, Mill.
Appreciate you, brother. But again,
they come into the series. Shotzi weren't even there. Okay, Storm's in Dallas or whatever that's going on. Obviously, you can probably comment on this, Ace.
It is raining currently.
Something was preventing. Shotzi weren't there. They weren't warming up. Like, did they come into this series not warming up because they thought they were going to piss on these guys? Probably true. Let's be real. Is it a decent time for a wake-up call for OpTic? Probably is. Obviously, Kenny's going to talk about, like, oh, no, we're not getting complacent, none of that cheese. And he said that before. And I kind of buy it. I actually think that this loss for OpTic could be rather well-timed. Just to show them that, okay, like, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. Even if a team like Vegas comes out swinging, they can lose. Maybe there was ping cheese, I don't know. But I will say that Hex has clamped down on the excuses cheese. Like, he mentioned it in a Process episode a while ago that he was like, guys, I ain't having you tweeting shit about why we lost. Like, just say GG's and move on. I'm not having any of this BS. Whether it's BS or not, it might be perfectly valid. But Hex don't want it out there in the public domain. So whatever OpTic might have been going through, we're not really seeing that publicly, although there have been some rumors.
OpTic in this series, to me, with the last 2, I feel like they've, Shotzi's been away, right? He's clearly been away at the Founders LAN. This is the worry I have for OpTic. I just want to say in general, like the general worry I always have with them. They win an event. How quickly do they get back to scrimming and taking the game like 100%? Are they going to get complacent? This is kind of like a catch-22 about winning an event. I think for any team, it's not just OpTic, but in this case, they're the most recent winner, so I got to talk about them. Shotzi's not there. We have a tweet. There was a tweet from Kenny somewhere. Where's the tweet we have from Ken? Let me get the tweet from Ken. Basically, they've been away from their setups for a minute, so I feel like they've been minimally scrimming and then hopping into matches like against Miami. Sure, you can get away with it, but Legion with certified shooters is not going to give you a win that easily. And here you are, bottling a series that they should have won, and maybe not taking as serious as they should. Do we see, I'm going to take this question, you guys, is it a bit of a concern for OpTic, or do you think it's just early on, doesn't matter, no big deal? That they haven't been scrimming. It seems like they haven't been scrimming that much in comparison to how hard they were going before.
I don't think it's going to be an issue. I just think it's like poorly timed, in my opinion. You've just won Major 3, got Major 4 and champs coming up. You know, personally, to me, I don't know if they had like what was planned or anything like that. Kenny might have like, obviously Kenny's not home in this picture. I think Rab knows where he was at.
I may have done a bit of geo detective work on this picture. If anyone in chat wants to give it about 2 or 3 minutes of trying to find this spot, because I can probably give you the exact coordinates of where he is right here. But he ain't in Texas, I'll tell you that. We did a bit of research. Just, just to see.
Yeah, for me, like, it seems like Ken's with family here, so that could be like a planned, thing before online matches and stuff like that. I don't think it's crazy. I just, they just need to lock it the fuck in. Back in, lock it fucking, you just won Major 3, no complacency, lock it the fuck back in. You lost to Vegas. Don't be salty tweeting about Vegas. Like, in my opinion, that's on your own fault why you lost. Lock it the fuck in. You got champs to win.
I also think, like, because the new patch update dropped, I just don't really think this is a big deal. Like, I think in the same way that when FaZe lost to Gorillas, it is what it is. I think this is okay for OpTic. Enjoy the win, take a little bit of time off, and I'm sure that Kenny is the man not to make them, help them get complacent in this scenario again. But I think the fact that the patch update changed the game somewhat considerably 2 days before the matches meant that for most teams it's been a bit of a reset. It's probably why we saw more Game 5s this weekend, probably why we saw more competitive series, is that the game is just naturally a little bit more, more things can happen. It's slightly more random when a patch update's arrived and the teams haven't got the chance to practice on it yet. So I don't really think it's a big deal. I don't think OpTic have fallen off. It's just one of these things that happens. And maybe now's a good time for this result to occur, because if they were to win, if they won Major 4 and then they're taking a few days off and, like going back for this thing for family or whatever, then that don't work, right? Like, win Major 3, take a couple of days, enjoy some time with family, whatever, get back, get the practice going, and have 7 weeks now until the World Championship, which I think is plenty of time to get the final push in. So I wouldn't be concerned if I was an OpTic fan.
The loss might actually be, one weird angle of it is it might be positive for them. It might be that Kickstarter they need to realize that things aren't just smooth as they think it is. They need to get back in the lab, keep playing, keep grinding, because new patch, the new patch itself, I think actually hurts Shotzzy the most. This is going to be maybe a rogue take, but I think some of the plays he was making this last major aren't going to be as viable when you can't outgun an AR up close. So I actually worry a little bit for Shotzzy specifically when it comes to Major 4, because this new meta might mess up some of his plays and some of the amazing kind of gameplay he was doing in hills and taking routes and shitting on people. It's my only concern, really, but I think this loss actually lights a fire for OpTic, that they realize they need to lock back in and kind of carry it through for the rest of this stage. Who do they have to finish out the stage, though? That's my curiosity. Who do they have to close out? Upcoming matches. RØKKR next. Ravens, Subliners, Breach, Toronto. Not too bad of a schedule, honestly. Pretty... you got 3 of the bottom teams right there. Breach, RØKKR, Ravens. And
Pretty
then,
achievable, to be fair.
Yeah, Subliners, that should be a dub. Subliners looking really good against FaZe, but haven't looked that good against OpTic. Could be a dub right there. And then Toronto's going to be, I think that's going to be a great grueler match to finish out. Let's peep the standings, though. Will they be able to overtake FaZe to hit the number 1 slot? What do we think? 20 points away? Is it possible?
It's possible. I just think like FaZe they just don't lose online. Like OpTic are probably going to lose one more of those series. FaZe is just going to go 7-0 again. They're going to come to the major. They're probably going to win it or get second or something. I think FaZe are probably going to be number 1 in the standings for the 5th year in a row. I think that's what logic would dictate.
They actually have an easier schedule, it seems like, FaZe, to be honest. Carolina, LAG, Boston, LA Thieves, Toronto, Miami. The only top 4 team they have in this entire setup is Toronto. So realistically, unless something crazy happens at the major, it does look like FaZe is going to take this number 1 spot.
Am I faded or do Miami play 3 times next weekend?
Yeah, is that true? I
let's
saw that
check.
in the chat. I need this verified right now. Because
I'm
that's
looking at it
actually
right
wild
now.
if
They
it's
play
true.
Friday. They play Friday,
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday, Sunday. What the fuck?
Wait, that's actually insane.
Is this? Yeah,
Who
this
came
fact?
up with this shit?
How did? We're going to
Biggle better
two
be
matches
back
on
for
Friday.
this, like-
Yeah, we're going 2 match Fridays, and now we're going to 3 match weekends for teams.
There's no cup final on next weekend. No. I think we should be good.
Nah. They did just sign Mbappe though, so he might go for the unveiling.
That's true. That's true. A la Madrid.
A la Madrid, brother.
A la Madrid,
A la
baby.
Madrid.
I'm a football fan now, by the way. A la Madrid. That's my team now. Fuck it.
Yo, low key, I'm kind of excited for this free match because I'd be pissed off. I would.
Bro, this is a grueler. This is insane. You're fighting for champs 3 matches 1 weekend. This is insane.
They play Minnesota, LAG, and Ultra
in Toronto. That's the
there's 4 weeks of qualifiers instead of 5, but I swear we did 4 weeks of qualifiers as well for the first major cycle, and I swear we didn't have this many games.
But
yeah,
no,
Ultra
but
play once. Ultra play once. These play 3 times. I'm trying to see if any other teams play 3 times.
No, but yeah, that's my question is, does anyone else have a 3 match weekend schedule? If it's only Heretics, I'd be tweaking. I'd be complaining to the league. I'd be wondering why did we get this like special exception in a bad way? What balances this out, right? We're the only one with 3. Do we get a buff? Do we get an extra 10 points just for having 3?
I don't know if it's like, it's interesting whether it's good or bad, huh? Because if we got to play like a couple of those games on the same day, I think I'd kind of be down. But like 3 days in a row is pretty tough. Like, because you get the momentum when you get to play multiple series in one day. When you got to play 1 series a day, regain, come back the next day and try and grind, I don't know about that.
They're the only team that has a 3-day weekend. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, this is a. Hey, CDL, y'all got some answers? Daniel, say you want to come on and tell us what's going on here? Why do they have this weird schedule out of nowhere to close out? I feel like this actually hurts. This hurts Miami's chances a lot at making champs, just because like I don't know how well you're gonna be playing like that.
They have a 3-day weekend next weekend, then they have a 1-day weekend, and then a 2-day weekend.
GG's, Miami Heretics not making champs, man. It's chalked. They're 7th right now, tied with Minnesota. I don't know how well this 3-day weekend is gonna go for them, but it's.
I mean, to close out the show, we've got to predict, I guess, looking at the standings, who's gonna make it. I swear we do these predictions every couple of weeks, and then something changes.
Yeah, it's because everyone's ass.
Yeah, they are ass.
We were right about 2 things, though. We were right about LA Thieves moving up the rankings. We were correct.
That's true.
And
did I predict Surge to make it?
I think I
said
did.
they were going to be stuck on 60 forever. I most certainly didn't. But I think at some point maybe I came around on Surge.
I think Surge. I think I had
at some point making a faded take the Gorillas were going to make it. And Loki, I still think that's faded, but I ain't gonna lie. Gorillas, I think that's still chalked. But yeah, we got top 4. I mean, I don't think any of us is going to pick against Surge or Thieves at this point. So then it's really, 3 from 5 because Boston are chalked.
Oh no! Wait! Hey, Rab, you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead, Rab. Jumping ahead. Toronto, I think can actually. I think Toronto might over with the last match of the season. I have a feeling Toronto could overtake OpTic for the 2nd spot.
Respectfully, I don't really care about that shit. I'm more interested in who's qualified at the bottom. Because I don't really think it matters if you're 2nd or 3rd seed. You're playing an ass team round 1. Respectfully.
To be fair, 2nd, you're playing Miami, Legion, RØKKR. 3rd, you're playing Thieves or Surge. No,
Wait,
I mean it's a hard. Man, that's harder. I think you play. Who would you rather play? LAT or fucking Carolina?
You ain't wrong. 2nd seed is kind of nice. I will give you that. You make a fair point. Then again, Thieves on land, bit suspect. Surge on land, bit suspect. So we'll see. But I think it's between Miami, RØKKR, Ravens, Legion, Gorillas. The thing is, I think Miami still make it. But I'm a little bit unsure on that now.
Carolina better online? Yeah, they're about to get fucking waxed in these online matches.
The problem is, will they even get to land at a decent spot? This is the problem. And then, Vegas. I ain't gonna lie, having talked to Nero, I'm kind of believing this Vegas hype train right now. and then matches do get easier from here. But whenever I believe players after having like talked to them, it always has gone wrong. I remember back in the day, I used to talk to Rated, and Rated would be telling me that you guys were shitting in scrims, like it was looking so good, and maybe it was true. And then the LAN would come up and it weren't looking good.
Wait, what game?
I think maybe it wasn't with you on the team then. I think I'm talking like Black Ops 4 and stuff like this. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm not talking World War 2.
I was on Red Reserve. I was team with him for like 6 months.
Yeah, maybe it was that then. I think it was.
Oh yeah, no, we weren't very good on Black Ops 4. I can't lie.
At least you got paid though that year, yeah.
If I'm gonna give the people who move up, yeah, I don't want Trey to have to respond to that comment. If we're gonna talk about who's moving up, who's gonna make it, I'm gonna say Legion makes it, Seattle make it, Thieves make it.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
RØKKR on my cocker. That's 8th seed right there.
Ah, brother.
Yep.
Brother.
RØKKR sticking it. Carolina ain't making it. LAG ain't making it. Boston ain't making it. By literally just a count of what it has to be. I mean, leaves Minnesota at 8th. Done. Easy. Freebies.
Congratulations.
Just like that, boys and girls. It's that simple. It's that simple. Minnesota RØKKR here first, getting the 8th slot. Ah, man.
All right, I got Boston losing. I got Boston out of there. I got Gorillas out of there. I got RØKKR out of there. And then I think I got Ravens out of there. Sag. I think I got Vegas making it over Ravens right now.
So you got Vegas, Miami, Thieves, and Surge.
You got Thieves not making it?
No, he making. That's making it. That's making it.
Yeah. Oh.
Surge, Thieves, Miami, Legion. That's the 4 he has making it. You agree, Trey?
You got Miami making it?
Yeah.
If Miami don't make it, who do you replace him with? Who do you have replacing? Who do you have making it then? I'm back to the list right now. Who do you have making it then?
I mean, I guess it's going to say Ravens.
It has to be Ravens. It has to be RØKKR, Ravens, or Gorillas.
The 4 that are going to make it is Seattle, Thieves, Vegas.
Say it, motherfucker. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Not even
No.
Batman can get me to say RØKKR, mate.
RØKKR on my cocker.
Say it. RØKKR on my cocker, man.
Low key.
Oh God, here's the low key. There you go. Here's the roguest take ever. Boston Breach are gonna make it. What are you gonna say?
Nah, bro. It's between obviously between Raven and Heretics, but fuck.
Are you gonna give it to? Are you giving it to Heretics?
There's no way I give it to Miami, bro. There's not a fucking
after this season.
Yeah, there's not a shot. Ravens, Ravens in there.
There it is, guys.
We all have different predictions then.
Yeah, we all at that bottom slot. It's that eighth slot is probably the most confusing and the hardest one to predict. But everything else is, I think, is pretty set in stone. I mean, Seattle crossing 150 pretty much assures them a spot. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Final thoughts, man. Final thoughts for everyone on the panel, everyone here, all the co-hosts on my beautiful, sexiest show in all of esports for sure. Sexiest watch party in all of esports by far. Tallest, most handsomest in all of esports. My co-host, my fellow brothers. Any final thoughts?
I just wanted to say to the Twitch chat, you guys have been absolutely popping off today. I know we had 400 viewers at some point, which is for a show at this point in the season, when usually these major 4 qualifiers, let's be real, pretty dull going into, people just care now about the World Championship. For you guys to be showing this support live on Twitch and obviously on the shows and all the platforms has been immense. I think that on Twitch at least it's been one of our highest viewed shows ever, which is just sensational work. So thanks all, and we ain't going anywhere, baby.
Trey?
Absolute goddamn pleasure. I appreciate everyone that gives us all support, not just, I got a bunch of people that hit me up on socials and in my stream and stuff like that saying that you love the 3-hour shows because they help you out with your work days when you're... A lot of you guys listen to us when you're building.
I noticed that too. A lot of construction guys.
Yeah. A lot of construction motherfuckers. They'll be laying bricks or something like that. Love the fucking show. Love the show. So listen, we appreciate you all, honestly. just to reiterate what Rab said, like, we're at the part of the season now where the games aren't that interesting. They should be, but they're not. We're at the COD esports like fall off, waiting for champs, waiting for the new game. So yeah, we appreciate you guys more than you guys know, and I'll be re-signing with a 10-year contract.
Yeah, we've got a locked in sources say for Fabrizio Romano. Here we go.
A la Madrid.
Here we go.
A la Madrid. A la Breaking Point. Absolutely, guys. A la Breaking Point. Guys, thank you so much for watching Dope Check episode 23. We appreciate Nero for stopping by and giving us some insight on what's going on with him and his team and how they beat OpTic this week. Thank you for all the fans. Thank you for everyone for the likes, the comments, the subs, all the love we get on every platform. Friday, pre-show, we will be back. An hour and 30 minutes before the matches. The Dope Check pre-show will go live with live predictions, drama, and everything else you guys know and love about the Dope Check show. Next Monday, we'll be back again, episode 24. Thank you guys. Oh my God, they're playing rock, paper, scissors to end this shit, bro. Holy crap. Do we have a raid lined up, by the way, Rap? Do we have a raid lined up? These guys are busy playing rock, paper, scissors, bro.
I'm gonna raid lined up. I'm gonna raid.
Okay, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Twitch. Thank you for everyone on YouTube. All love, all the subs. If you aren't subbed up or don't follow the stream, follow it right now. If you don't subscribe on YouTube, go to YouTube right now. Subscribe. Breaking Point GG. Guys, thank you so much. We will see you guys next week. We'll see you on Friday and next week for Dope Check pre-show and episode 24. Later, y'all.